And now on Who's Views, it's time to join JT, Paul, and Third Doctor Ian for the latest headlines.
Hello everybody, welcome to Who's Views. It's Sunday again. How are you? Yes, it's your big show. It is indeed Sunday the 26th of July 2026. It's headlines here at Who's Views. Third Doctor Ian, how are you?
I am all right, thank you, JT. How are you?
I've got hay fever, everybody. So if I start going like this a lot, and my eyes start pouring, don't worry about it. It's just hay fever.
You're not getting emotional about missing the Jodie Whittaker era, then?
The what? No, not at all. Not at all. But I know a couple of people who might be. Oh. Because have you heard? Yes, Chris Chibnall and Stephen Moffat seem to be worried about being erased from some show called Doctor Who or something like that. So that's all coming up for you in the show today, Who viewers. Yes, also we are looking at the Commonwealth Games, which have started in sometimes sunny Glasgow. Got a lot of troubles in Glasgow as well, by the way. But yes, it started up there. And you may have seen, but we're going to be looking at the fact that His Majesty the King nicked the Tardis. Yep, obviously applying for a job. Yes, I don't know what to say about that now. Yes, so we've got all that coming up for you in this particular show. As ever, though, I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's been getting in touch this week. And I want to say thank you to Inspector 2363, to Anita Gofradump. To Tardis 1963, to the Thistle Podcast, to John Mason, to Neon Samurai 72, to Gizra Ford, to Davey B, to Tony and the Hooniverse, to Simon Lee 4, to Patrick Hartnell, to Philip Shaw, to Mark Milford, to Stephen O'Neill, Andrew Dunn, Lisa W, and Fafty Head. Thank you so much for getting in touch, everybody, and everybody that did get in touch this week as well. You can, of course, always get in touch with us here at Who's Views at whosviews1@gmail.com. You know the email by now. Honestly,
they should do. They should do.
Yes, they do. But you can get in touch with us at that email there. Yes. So we've got all that coming up. We are being joined now, of course, by the other one. He's settling in. Yeah. I mean,
right.
Look at it.
I'd check that contract. I'd check his contract.
There is a time difference between Edinburgh and wherever you guys are.
Edinburgh and everywhere else in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that chronologically or culturally, Paul?
Both, to be fair. Yeah.
Lots of you in the chat with us already. Nice to see you all. Graham is saying my most used email address is the whosviews1@gmail.com.
Quite right.
Quite right. Yeah. Legion James in the chat. Evening all. Hello to you. Hope you are all right. Hope the week went okay for you. Richard Brooks is in the chat with us as well, saying the Whittaker era. Oh, we are going to be talking about that in this particular show. Frankie Stanich is saying Glasgow is a mess. I know it's terrible now. It's such a shame. It really is terrible. Mark Greaves. Hello, Mark. JT, let's be honest. The opening ceremony was the best Doctor Who episode in years.
But is it canon, like Dimensions in Time? We'll have to find out later. Yes.
He's obsessed.
I'm obsessed, yeah.
It is. It's terrible, isn't it? John Keeley, thank you for your super chat. Good evening, gentlemen. I hope all are well. It was good to see Sylvester back on screen. It was actually, albeit very quickly, but we are going to be talking about that shortly. Steve Andrews is with us. Nice to see you, Steve. Sheila B. and the Devotions is saying, I've been waiting for this all day. Oh, bless you. I always get worried when they say I think, I hope we've got a decent show for them. Pete Harrington, is his missus his companion? Yes, it does seem to be. Yeah. We'll have a look at that set piece. And Julianne is saying to you, I've already erased everything from 2005 onwards, at least in my head. Yeah.
Do you think Big Finish do a King Charles and Camilla box set? I bet they do. Yeah.
I bet it's already in development.
It's already been written. Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Stephen O'Neill saying, I wish I'd missed the Whittaker era like I did myself. Yeah, well, Yeah, you could have done. It was easy. Honestly, it was dead easy. I just didn't switch the telly on. Honestly. Steve Braddock, it's good to see you in the chat. Avon, nice to see you. Digital Pollution is with us as well. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, there's lots of chat going on there already, I've just noticed as well. John Mason wants to know to you, Paul, what time do you call this?
Yeah, well, it's the clocks have been put back again. You know, that's what the problem is.
He's such a liar. Kev Taylor is saying, hi, Paul. At least you got Kevin saying hello to you there.
Hello, Kevin. Nice to see you. Yeah. That's the kind of welcome I like, Kevin. Thank you very much.
Paul will have his rations cut for lateness.
Oh, that sounds a bit painful. Yes.
Sounds like a trip to the vet. Jack Dexter's with us. Marine Boy, it's good to see you as well. Matt the Silent is saying, the King Doctor or the Royal Doctor? No, he can call himself what he likes. He's the king. Funky is saying Edinburgh has been stuck in the 1950s for decades. Oh, but it's not that. I
said that about Shooty Gatwa, you know, that he's not the King Doctor, is he? Really? It's, you know.
He's a Queen Doctor, surely, isn't he? I mean,
that was abbreviating the word King, but there we are.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
The Chorus Life I Fancy, thank you for your super chat. Moffat's era is the only run of New Who I like, and I do respect him as a creative. I've met him a few times, and he's always been respectful. RTD and Chibs, though, can do one. All right, then, Chorus Life I Fancy. Yeah, okay. Thank you for that one. I met him once. Thingy Moffat wasn't very nice, but that was a long time ago. But my memory is long. And I stay bitter. Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know if he's still arrogant now. I think he probably is, but he's quite arrogant before he was famous, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, well, that's before. Well, I met him as he was in the mid-90s, put it that way.
Yeah.
JT, you should watch the Whittaker era. It's great. You'll love it, says Bill Lowry. It's never going to happen, Bill. Sorry.
I think Bill Lowry might be taking the pee, I think, but I don't know.
Yes, I think he jests. At least I hope.
Rich Brooks saying Dimensions of Time is the definition of canon. It's the real five Doctors.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, just for Colin Baker's appearance. Yeah.
Funky is saying an early use of the obligatory Dimensions of Time. Yeah, he's got to mention.
I like to get an early kiss if I get to mention it. You know.
Rick Storm's got some great news though, because Rick Storm is saying to us, "I'm happy that this week I finally completed my classic Doctor Who DVD collection." Well, good for you.
Yeah,
good for you. Yeah,
I wonder if Rick Storm is seeing some of these stories for the first time. If he is, I'm so jealous.
Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
If you've completed it, Rick, can I borrow Power of the Daleks, please? It's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
My VHS is chewed now, I think that's the problem.
We've got Stephen O'Neill saying it'd be Dr. Windsor. And Muriel Soul Gigglesmith. It is sad Scotland doesn't have a mainstream media. Yeah, they mooted it years ago. I seem to remember sitting in on a meeting with certain people, and they were going, "Oh, this is going to happen, and we're going to use this part in between Glasgow and Edinburgh, and it's going to be built there. And it's going to be the Hollywood of Scotland." Wonder what happened to that.
I think they realised it was too expensive, didn't bother doing it.
I wonder if that was the thing, Paul. I wonder if they realised it. Hello, Martin Duff. Good to see you. Greetings, JT and the Whotastic crew. Looking forward to another decent show. Well, thank you so much. And Jess Corbyn's with us saying, "Ooh, they let him go. Has he been planted? Is he spying on us all?" I'm intrigued. I want to put that spot. Yeah, so lots of you in the chat with us now. Good to see Itagishi's in there as well. Nice to see you, mate. And you, Robert Payne's joining us too. Thank you for joining us this evening. It is your big show here on Who's Who. So let's crack on because we've got a lot to get through tonight. And we're going to start with that news, that fun news that came through. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday.
I think it was Friday, yeah.
It was Friday. And we are, of course, talking about this pair. His Majesty the King and the Queen, or the Queen Consort, depending on your point of view. With the Tardis, who has become the star, quite rightly, in its own right now, because, of course, as we say here on the channel many, many times, we are currently Doctor-free. William Hartnell is technically the Doctor at the moment because he's had 2 episodes out this year. So that's pretty cool. But we are Doctor Light, shall we say, gentlemen? Should we say Dr. Light?
Dr. Light, yeah. Although McCoy, people are saying McCoy's the current Doctor because of this. So,
well, we can come to that because this is what happened, isn't it, the other day? And this was all broadcast because the Commonwealth Games have now been launched in Glasgow. Did you know they were going to happen? It's pretty quiet.
I had a funny experience. I was in Glasgow on Thursday when they opened, and I heard this woman moaning on the phone say, "Oh, it's really busy, isn't it? I don't even like the bloody Olympics." Yeah.
It might have been. This might have been Thursday then, whenever the opening ceremony was, but this was picked up by many papers, of course, many resources, including this one from the Telegraph. The King and Queen become Time Lords for a day at the Commonwealth Games. The monarch and Camilla emerged from Doctor Who's TARDIS to raise the curtain on Glasgow opening ceremony, which celebrates Scottish culture. Apparently it was cancelled somewhere else, and that's why Glasgow got it again.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and
supposed
they're
to be
doing like a
Australia,
scaled
wasn't it?
back version of it, aren't they? It's not as extravagant as the previous one they did in 2012, was it? So it's a bit, so it's a bit more cut back and budgeted a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was too expensive for Australia, I believe, which is where it was going to be. And
is that where it was?
Glasgow stepped in, but I have to ask you, JT, is this a throwback to 4 Doomsday? Because it said they're Time Lords for a day, and then it said that Monarch and Camilla were appearing, and whatever happened to him.
Could well be, couldn't it, everybody? It could well be the Monarch. Well, as you can see here, we are playing. This is the actual clip. This is the actual, what do you call this? This sketch, the scene, whatever that they played on the thing. And this came through on the 23rd of July, this report from the Telegraph. So we'll go with this one. I'll read this. The King and Queen are used to being spirited to their destinations amid a throng of outriders and flashing lights. But on Thursday night, they stepped it up a notch, defying the rules of time and space to arrive at the Commonwealth Games from Balmoral in Doctor Who's TARDIS. The couple were greeted by huge cheers as they stepped from the time-travelling machine into Glasgow's Hydro Stadium for the event opening ceremony. It's little wonder that the King looked delighted. He is said to have been a fan of Doctor Who since he was 15. The couple were greeted by huge cheers as they stepped from the time-travelling machine into Glasgow's Hydro Stadium. The 14,300 capacity stadium has been transformed into a giant garden for a 2-hour show that celebrates the courageous spirit of Glasgow. Before materialising in the stadium, Doctor Who's TARDIS had been on an epic journey around Scotland. There's Sylv there, bless him, shown on a big screen. Ooh. At the controls were Scottish cyclist Sir Chris Hoy, a 6-time Olympic champion, and Greg Hugh, the Scottish actor. The pair had been strolling through Glasgow when the phone rang in one of the city's historic blue police boxes. On answering it, they found themselves in conversation with the Palace and under strict instructions to find a way to get the King and Queen from Balmoral to the Games post-haste. Of course, there was only one option. After a brief debate about who was best qualified to drive, the pair stepped into the TARDIS, much to the confusion of Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor, who parked it there. A chaotic journey ensued, taking in Loch Ness, the home of Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster.
Or the Scarasan.
The Scarasan, yeah, or the Borat.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Even Phil.
It also took in Edinburgh Castle, the Kelpie's equine sculptures in Falkirk, which are very impressive. They're
lovely, yeah.
They're massive. They're huge.
Yeah,
I like them when they're lit up as well. Absolutely gorgeous. The University of Glasgow, the Glenfinnan Viaduct, famed for the appearance in the Harry Potter films, and the Highlands during the Jurassic period. Eventually, it alighted at Balmoral, where 2 shadow figures were briefly glimpsed boarding the time machine, which is about now. Then the TARDIS flew off again on the final leg of its journey before materializing in silence at the Hydro Stadium, where it appeared in a blaze of lights on stage. Oh, what do you think of it so far?
I really enjoyed it. It really tickled me, I have to say. Yeah.
It continues here. Hoy opened the doors and outstepped the King and Queen. For the Queen, who has a fear of flying, it may have proved the ideal means of transportation. Hopefully, no travel sickness joked an aid. And then there was the 18-strong Royal Scottish National Orchestra Youth Chorus performed the national anthem before the athletes took centre stage, and then it gets into all the sports stuff, which I can't be bothered. It does actually also say that here, Doctor Who has featured many Scottish doctors over the years, including Sylvester McCoy, David Tennant, Peter Capaldi, and nothing up there. That's debatable. The TARDIS is based on a police box designed by Scottish architect Gilbert Mackenzie, and the Doctor holds a degree from the University of Glasgow. In July 2013, the King and Queen, then the Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall, visited the BBC studios in Cardiff to celebrate the show's 50th anniversary, which I'm sure a lot of us will remember. There they are, bless them. Look at them there.
You can tell that His Majesty is enjoying it, because he's really. And when he came out and did that, looking about like he's wondering where he was, that was fantastic.
Yes.
A la Tom Baker almost, superb stuff.
Yeah, that he was auditioning, I tell you.
Well, can we have him? That'd be great. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Can you imagine the viewing figures?
Imagine his fee. It's God's sake.
Frankie Sandage in the chat is saying to us that Cumbernauld has a movie studio. Oh, does it? Oh, I don't know that. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know on that one. Richard Brooks, the Hollywood of Scotland met Holyrood, and that was that. Yeah, very possibly. Yeah, very possibly. Steve Braddock, yes, thank you very much. Yeah, know all about that. That's great. What else we got? There must be some comments on what we've just seen there as well. Robert Payne is saying, I don't think much of the new assistant. Matt the Silent is saying, ugh, change the blue of the TARDIS exterior. And Dystopian Nightmare, good to see you. How are you? If I can get your chat up here. That's some recasting, he says. Yeah, I mean, this was interesting actually, guys, isn't it? Because here we are. I automatically, being me, thought, oh well, this is a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But also being me, is this them trying to keep Doctor Who in the public eye?
It may be, because I mean that and the trailer for the thing with we talked about what was the BBC done for me thing. That's the Daleks and TARDIS and that. So they're constantly having little bits for a show that's dead. It seems to be having quite a presence, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I think
and
it might
apparently
be a bit of both. Do you think it's a bit of both, trying to keep it alive, but at the same time knowing what they can rely on when they want to make an impact on something?
Yeah, yeah.
Although I've got to be honest, and I'm sorry, this is just me being picky, but I really don't like it when they fade the TARDIS out and in and out and in as it disappears. It never used to do that, and it's always been a new series thing, and it irritates the hell out of me. But that's just me being sad.
Thank you, Mark Greaves, for your super chat. It's my birthday today, 21 plus a lot of change. But I'd like to pass on the good wishes I got to the panel and community, so you all have a great week. Well, Mark, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mark. Thank you for joining us for your birthday. And I hope you've had a lovely day. 21 plus change. Yeah, these two know what that's like as well.
Yeah.
And
he's only 24, obviously. So,
happy birthday, Mark.
Yeah, hope it's been a good day.
Cake. Yeah, how lovely. And as I say, thanks for sharing your birthday with us. You're Robert Payne. It's not on the BBC, the Commonwealth Games. It's Channel 5, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm sure it was Channel 5. Yeah. So the BBC lost it. Or something happened.
Well, that's bizarre. The TARDIS is in it. That's really weird, isn't it? They've let that go. Yeah.
Well, what can they afford? As we've been saying, what can the BBC afford these days? Bill Harry McCoy was the last Doctor before the first hiatus, and now he appears to be the last Doctor before the latest hiatus. Pete Harrington also say, well, there was a little advertisement for it. There really was, and I think because it was all done without the planning, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
You know, because of the Australia thing, and then this happened, and you know, I think it must have been a rush for everybody. But we'll come to that in a second because I've got something else to show you. Simon, how are you, Simon? Simon, you thought I think we should say Doctor No More. Okay.
Isn't that a Bond book?
Yeah. Hugh Janus, thank you for your super chat. A phone box she was traveling on got mentioned again in the new series of Star Trek SNW, Strange New Worlds. I can't stand. Now, this is the American thing. The police box, the TARDIS is not a phone box. It crept into the new version that just ended as well, didn't it? Where they were calling it a phone box. It's a police box. It's not a phone box at all. Phone box is Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I blame Bill and Ted. Yeah.
The police box is a police box. It wasn't for making calls to your mum or your mates or whatever like that.
Or having a wee in the corner. No, you don't do that.
Yeah. But as we know, they are still around in Glasgow. So I imagine that's why they took in that shape as well, aren't they, Paul? So I imagine that's why they decided to put it in Glasgow as well. As that, I mean, it fits nicely. That's where the Commonwealth Games are. That's where all the other boxes are. You do walk past police boxes in Glasgow. You might give it a slight nod, you know, and a little smile. Everybody does because you associate it. But there's several of them in Glasgow. So you walk past them. They are normal, everyday things. So if the TARDIS was there, like those two, as Chris Hoy and the other fella proved, they would just walk past it. Oh, he's choking. Do you not?
Yeah. No, they would, because it's an everyday object. You're right. And some of them are like cafes or coffee things or whatever kind of thing. You can go and buy a coffee or whatever, and they've been revamped or reused kind of thing. Same in Edinburgh as well. The old shed police boxes we have.
They're not as nice though, are they? They're just
not. I don't like
sheds.
them. Yeah.
Hartnell's Ghost is saying, "Evening all. I got your YouTube notification tonight. Yay! Well, I'm pleased about that. Honestly, I don't know what goes on this platform at all. I can't make. I've more or less given up trying to work it out because I don't know what goes on. Got absolute, I don't know, minds of their own on this place." Richard Brooks is saying to us, the Common Sense games, fair dues. Yeah, fair dues. Yes. Excuse me, there was lots going on about it as well. Now, what they also did, I don't know if you saw this, gentleman, but they actually also brought out a making of, a behind the scenes thing, which I'm going to show you right now. Bear with, and we'll bring this up here for you. It's that. Oh, it's there, right? Okay. So let's have a look at this. Okay. So obviously I'm not playing any sound here, everybody, but this ties in nicely with the article I've got next for you, which is all about the behind the scenes from the Commonwealth Games themselves. Glasgow 2026 opening ceremony, Chief. How we put the king in a TARDIS. Now, me being pedantic, that should be the TARDIS.
Yeah.
But how we put the king in a TARDIS. When the king and the queen emerged into the hydro from the TARDIS, it was the standout moment of a remarkable opening ceremony for the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games. As clips of the scene go viral online and are shared around the world, the creative chief behind the ceremony has revealed how the magical moment was made. We had so many amazing creative sessions where we really examined what we wanted the story of the show to be and what were the gems that could take things to another level. Louisa Mahon, Glasgow 2026 Chief Marketing and Ceremonies Officer, said, "We were generally racking our brains when someone in the room mentioned the TARDIS. Everyone just stopped for a moment and we were thinking, could we actually make that happen?" Then they go on to saying she said it was a perfect fit with the wider story underpinning the ceremony. "We thought we have just the gem here. Of course, we had to make sure the BBC thought it was a gem of an idea. We had to make sure that Buckingham Palace thought it was a gem of an idea, plus some of our supporting cast, such as Sir Chris Hoy and Greg McHugh. The story has taken many twists and turns, and we had a number of iterations of how it would all work to get it right. For many observers, the scene with the TARDIS brought back memories of the London 2012 Olympic Games when the late Queen Elizabeth II was seen parachuting in to the opening ceremony alongside the James Bond actor Daniel Craig." That was a classic, wasn't it, that one?
Yeah.
Mahon said, "You do feel the weight of responsibility of wanting to make sure that we put on a show that's glorious for the opening of the Games and actually really means something to the city and the rest of the Commonwealth. The uniquely Scottish spectacular featured a cast of 490 people on stage and required a small army of volunteers who contributed a combined 7,000 hours of their time off it to help make the show a success. We thought we have just the gem." Is that finished there?
I think it's finished. We're getting something else, so it looks interesting.
"We thought we have just the gem here. Of course, we had to make sure the BBC thought it was a gem of night." Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you rehearse the show, you see all the elements coming together. Then you actually just need to get to the stage where you go live and it's lights, camera, action, and you just go with it. It was just joyous to watch it and to think that we have managed to fuse the Commonwealth Games with the Palace and with the BBC in such a humorous, unique, and universally global understood way. We are absolutely delighted and we could not wait for everyone to see it. There you go.
It shows how much of an icon the TARDIS is, isn't it? I mean, really. I mean, it's such a legend in its own time, definitely. I mean, it's one of the biggest icons of the series, isn't it? And it works so well. It really does. Yeah.
Absolutely. And when you think about it as well, you know, it's been there since episode 1. It's the only constant. Yeah. And when you look at it, you've got the TARDIS, the name of the show, and the theme music.
Yeah.
You can argue you could argue who viewers, the Doctor, of course, but I would say no, because I don't think the Doctor's in his own show anymore, because that's stuff we watched last year and the year before. I couldn't see him at all. You lot.
It's such a shame it's Shooty's Tardis they have for the prop there, because that's not one of my favourite designs. It's fairly crap. In fact, Jodie used it as well. So yeah.
It was the Jodie Whittaker Shooty Gatwa box. You could tell because it's got that annoying lip in it, which they never used again after the virtue signalling in the Star Beast or whatever it was.
And even the lamp on top's got a really distinctively odd look to it as well. You know.
Yeah. But there you go.
The grooves it's the grooves in the corner posts as well, isn't it? There's those.
Yes.
I have no idea why they ever put those in. They seem to serve no purpose whatsoever. But you know.
Yeah. We've got Anita here. Anita, go for a dump. Thank you for the hello. I love Who's Views. My surname is Dumphy, so I changed it to something more humorous after hearing Hugh Janus on a previous episode. Dumphy, modern family.
If you got married, it'd be great. A double-barreled surname, that'd be superb. You know, Hugh Janus, go for a dump. Fantastic. That's superb.
Well, you're very welcome. It's lovely to see you, and thank you for your lovely compliment there. And you did make me laugh when you got in touch the other day. Fantastic. Right, let's have a look and see what you're saying to us in the chat about this. PB's just joined us. Hello, mate. How are you? In the first draft, says Mark Greaves, King Charles was played by a trans black actor in a wheelchair. Showbiz.
Yeah.
They love all that, don't they? Yeah, they love all that. Where was Barrowman, says Frankie Stanage. He's on tour, isn't he? He's out there somewhere. Let's have a look from Lex. Lex is saying to us, declining payments. Reports highlight that payment rates have dropped below 80% of households as subscriptions or digital access gates, but no cancellation has been announced for September. For the license fee.
All right. Okay. Right.
Thanks, Lex. Thank you. Yeah, there's been more news about the license fee this week, hasn't there? In the press. Yeah.
Did you guys happen to see there was a little extension of this on the BBC YouTube channel with McCoy doing some stuff as well? I don't know if you've got that coming up or not, but that was
no, you can talk about it.
Yeah, it was a little section of McCoy doing his bit. And he's doing it in character, out of character. Because he said, "Where's my TARDIS? Gatwa, where's my TARDIS? Tennant, where's my TARDIS?" And I don't know, and names various modern doctors, and then puts a cone on his head as well, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, we better explain this because a lot of people don't know what this is about. But this is bizarrely a Glasgow tradition.
And it's become a World Cup tradition as well. When Scotland were in Boston as well, they went crazy with that, didn't they? So yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what we'll expect in the early 90s, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what happened is it's ridiculous. One Sunday morning, a long time ago, in the centre of Glasgow, outside the art museum, there is a statue. Do you know, Paul? For the life of me, I can't remember who the statue is.
Donald Dewar. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the one.
No,
yeah.
No.
The one outside Buchanan Gallery, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. The one outside the art museum. He's on the horse. Who is it?
Oh, I don't know who
it is. But it's on the top of that on the top of this statue. And then one Sunday morning, miraculously, what appeared on top of the statue's head was a traffic cone. Obviously, the results of a very good Saturday night. In the old days, where you would actually have a laugh on Saturday nights and stuff like that. Since then, of course, it's become an icon. The council have tried to move it at least twice that I know of over the last couple of decades. And there's been an uproar from the public of Glasgow saying, no, you can't touch it now. So that traffic cone, which gets refreshed every now and then, stays there. So that's why McCoy popped one on his head, because it's still there to this day. If you ever visit Glasgow, it's there to this day.
Well, the Donald Dewar one is one occasionally has a cone on it, or pigeon poo, depending on which day of the week it is. Yeah.
Was he the politician?
He was a politician. Yeah, sadly no longer with us. He helped get the Scottish Parliament building built, and it cost like 5 times as much as it was meant to. Yeah.
Right. Was Nicola Sturgeon's husband doing the finances for that?
He may have been, yes, allegedly.
Yes. Allegedly, of course.
It's not a party without at least one traffic cone, says Funky. And Frankie is saying the Duke of Wellington. Of course it is. Duke of Wellington statue. Thank you for that, Frankie. And it was just amazing. I remember seeing it on the Sunday, that first Sunday, and thinking, oh, God, someone's got to climb up there and take it off, not realizing It was still going to be there all these years later. It must have been 92.
Wow.
Must have been 1992. Around about then, anyway. Frankie, do you remember? 92. I'm sure it was around about 92, maybe 93. What we got this from Robert Payne. I think someone put a cone on top of Brunel's statue in Swindon too. It's probably Glaswegians. They get everywhere.
Yeah,
honestly. As Paul was saying, they were doing it over in America for the.
Well, they've been doing it over here as well since the World Cup. They've been doing it, and then the council, as Killjoy said, we can't do the same more. It's going to be dangerous. Stop doing it, chaps. You know. So.
Yeah. I know. Don't put flags up and don't put traffic cones up. They're very dangerous things. Pete Harrington is saying, "Well, we used to put traffic cones on our heads as kids." Yeah. Well, it was a tradition, wasn't it, as well? That when you went on of an evening, and if there were traffic cones around, you would acquire one. Especially when you were a student, the amount of student parties I went to, and there were 2 or 3 traffic cones around the place. You'd have planning to take them back.
I actually wonder if that bit of business was McCoy's idea. It's kind of his kind of craziness, isn't it? It's sort of daft thing you do, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. But that's where it was. So that's the story. So lots of you reminded me that it was Steve Braddock, Philip Shaw. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, my memory is terrible. But yeah. Sheila B is saying to us, Sheila B in Devotions, I cancelled my TV license a few months ago. I got a letter yesterday telling me to get a license. Shred it. You don't need one. As long as you're not watching live television, sweetie, you don't need one. And don't answer your door to them. Simple as that. You don't need one. Just shred it. This is what the BBC do, though, isn't it, guys? They will send letters to say, you have to have a television license. Why? I don't watch live TV. Bugger off.
They'd settle in well to North Korea, wouldn't they? Their intimidation tactics.
I just think it's shocking. The bullying from them, absolutely disgraceful. But that's how the BBC works. So don't be intimidated and don't be worried about it. Just shred it and get rid of it. Phil Roy's in the chat with us. Nice to see you. Who else we got? Oh, yes. I think it was for the City of Culture, JT, says Frankie.
All right.
That would have been 93 then, maybe? Maybe 94?
Possibly. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, maybe.
I can't remember. It was definitely around about that time because I remember us seeing it on the Sunday morning as we're going home. That Sunday morning. But no, thank you for that, everyone. Prescribe, says probably, prescribe Glaswegians. I heard they're only 3 weeks away from developing a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, and the main ingredients have a bottle of iron brew probably as well.
It is,
or a bottle of ginger, perhaps. Yeah.
It goes off with a bang, you see, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. If you shake it up a bit, that's what does it. Yes.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good fun. All good fun. That's what it is, everybody. Hello, Connor Sullivan. How are you? BBC is going down the pan. Strictly Come Dancing is going to tender now. Yes, I believe. No, I actually thought that was a bit weird because BBC Studios own it. So surely they've done that before. So why are they doing that on the British version? Everything else has gone around the world, of course. So why are they doing it with the British version? Could it be that they absolutely need the money to do Doctor Who? I thought.
Or to do anything, to be fair.
Or to do anything, yeah. But yes, it's very odd. I don't understand them at all. I don't understand any of these people in the industry. Yes, so anyway, we've got that. Steve Andrews is saying to us, I've been to Glasgow and Edinburgh in the early 90s with my dad when he was a long-distance lorry driver. I used to go with him all the time on night outs. Oh, did you know? Outrageous. How old were you? Don't tell us. But yes, I used to have some cracking nights out, by the way, in those days. And Farsight saying to us, it's not a good night if you don't get a traffic cone. Used to judge certain nights out by how many traffic cones you brought home, didn't you? But there you go, everybody. So there's the King borrowing the Tardis to get to the opening of the Commonwealth Games. Not bad there, gentlemen.
Not bad at all. I mean, he said earlier he'd been a fan since he was 15. There was a rumor during the rounds that his mother was a big fan as well. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, Charles would have grown up with this.
Yeah.
She supposedly visited the BBC and the sound effects department. And when they were talking about sound effects, apparently the Queen said, yes, Doctor Who.
Yes.
So that entered law, didn't it? As being, she was certainly aware of Doctor Who, but that was in the good old days of classic series, I think. Late 70s.
And when Charles, His Majesty, visited BBC for the 50th, they got a chance to use the ring modulator and do a Dalek voice as well.
Do the
which really
Dalek,
chucked it. I remember that. Yeah, fantastic.
And they said he was very good at it as well, didn't they?
Yeah, but very posh Dalek, but it was good.
Yeah. Very posh Dalek. One will exterminate you. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nice and polite. Yeah.
We're not done with Glasgow here on your big show tonight either. We're coming back to it a little bit later, so stay with us. But right now, we're moving on to the announcement that season 16 will be with you very shortly, but not in the format you might expect. Oh, yes, indeed. Now, this is one of the big mysteries of the week for me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm still not quite sure why this has appeared. This is a brand new version from BBC Studios and Penguin Books in hardback of The Key to Time. This is the cover. I don't like it. And as it says here, 6 novelizations in one special edition by James Goss, Robert Sherman, and David Fisher. All right, then. So let's get into this. First of all, I'll give you all the details from the release from Penguin. This will be released. It's 832 pages, guys. It's a hardback book.
That's almost as long as the BBC report from last week, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is probably more interesting than imagine.
There was more fiction in that, though, Paul. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be released on the 29th of October this year. It's available to pre-order now. It's £25 as an RRP, a recommended retail price of £25. Now, listen to this. 6 segments, 1 quest, the fate of the universe at stake. For the first time, all 6 stories in Doctor Who's epic Key to Time saga come together, see what they did there, in a single collection featuring 3 brand new novelizations. The Rebos operation by James Goss is exclusive to this edition. The search begins on the medieval world of Rebos, where conmen and conspiracies complete the quest. The Pirate Planet by James Goss, a world-devouring planet ruled by a bombastic cyborg, Captain hides a terrible secret. The Stones of Blood by David Fisher, ancient stone circles, druidic legends, and justice from another dimension collide on present-day Earth. The Androids of Tara by David Fisher. On a feudal world with a twist, the Doctor and Romana are entangled in a plot of android doubles and royal assassinations. The Power of Kroll by Robert Sherman, exclusive to this edition. In the swamps of Delta Magna, colonial politics and native rebellion awaken an ancient and monstrous god. And then, of course, the Armageddon Factor by James Goss, exclusive to this edition. On the war-ravaged planet Atrios, the true nature of the Key to Time is revealed. Will the final segment bring salvation to the universe or disaster?
My first question is, why are these being rewritten by new people? I don't know why. What's wrong with the Immortals version of Rebels Operation and Terrence's versions of the books he wrote? Why?
This is the question we want you to answer in the chat as well. Why do you think they've done it? Why do you think they've done this? Now, just to remind you, I've got them here. Okay, so you were saying there, Paul. So what we've got here, the Rebos Operation by Ian Marter.
Yeah, I love that cover. That really stuck in my imagination. Yeah,
his books are always good value. Ian Marter always wrote a good book, and
I love this.
I don't see the need for rewriting that story at all. I really don't.
Then, of course, in Ye Old Money, we got the Stones of Blood.
Yeah.
Written by Uncle Terry.
David Fisher rewrote that, didn't he, for the audio release?
That's right.
That must be the version that's going in this. You're right.
I would have thought so, yeah.
Uncle Terry also wrote The Androids of Tara.
Mm.
He's taken me back these books. I remember that one's from St. John's Market in Liverpool. 75p. I know exactly where I got that from.
Story as well. That's a gorgeous story.
Hello,
The Power of Kroll, which cost me 40p. Look, can you tell that?
Oh, that's subtle.
Yeah, well, it was actually 85. It was 85 pence. And this one I bought years later. Well, when was it out? Well, it must have been in 1980 this came out. So I must have bought this 82, 83. And again, it was in a market.
Who was the challenged individual that thought that was a good place to write the price?
I don't know. I don't know. What annoying.
Have you tried wiping it off? No.
No, I haven't. I don't want to damage the book because it's only paper, isn't it? And then we've got the Armageddon Factor.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're the originals. Now, years later, of course, and I'm talking fairly recently, we got that.
Yeah.
Which was The Pirate Planet by Douglas Adams and James Goss. Mainly James Goss, I would imagine. So that can get added to the collection. That came out as part of the Penguin BBC Random House publications when they tried to do a version of the Targets, as you can see. So this was published. Oh, where's the date? 2017. No, sorry, hang on. When was that? 2021. 2021 that was published. So we got that eventually as well. So it just there they are.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I don't understand why they've now gone and rewritten them and done a new version. And does it I was having a chat with people online about this. They were saying, I think it means the Blu-ray is on the way, which it's not. Apparently, there are issues. Anyway, so it doesn't seem to be on the way anytime soon. So this would explain, everybody, because it comes out in October, why people got the wrong message. Some people were saying that the Key to Time was coming out on Blu-ray in October. It's not. It's a book. It's a hardback book for £25. Bearing in mind, we've been discussing recently with that woman who we won't mention because she doesn't count. And we were saying there's no merchandise out there for the original fans, for the proper fans. What's the betting that this may actually find an audience?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it might because so can
go on. No, go on, Paul.
I think you're right because it is something for us. And I know we've heard rumours that it's not coming out on Blu-ray anytime soon, but maybe it was originally put in to tie in with that at some point. But it's a nice nostalgic thing. I'm just a bit annoyed they've rewritten some of it. I couldn't just re-release it in a box set with all the originals in it. You know what I mean? Original stories, anyway. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me in their search to bleed the original proper fans of proper Doctor Who, rather, I should say, rather than proper fans. That's pompous. To bleed the fans of proper Doctor Who dry more because we are the ones that get merchandise. Is that now the DVD box sets are coming to an end? They will try and redo the series by series releases with books like this. So I think this might be a test the water thing. I mean, I don't think it's right and proper to redo some of the original books. I accepted David Fisher rewriting Stones of Blood because at the end of the day, it was his story. If he wanted to rewrite Androids of Tara, I'd have no problem because it's his story and it would sit side by side with Uncle Terry's. I think Terrance Dicks suffered by the fact that he had such a demand of Doctor Who books put on him. And he had that ridiculous 125, 127 page limit applied to him as well, which meant, I mean, some stories, I think Robots of Death was 110 pages, but the rest of them, a 6-parter, 127 pages. You were cutting so much out. You know, you long for the days of really nice, meaty books like Auton Invasion and things like that. But that wasn't his fault. They were still very, very readable and essential part of growing up. I think it's quite disrespectful to them, to be quite honest. But, it's a moneymaker, isn't it?
Back in the day, of course, though, as well, sometimes you would go to the library.
They'll see it as a moneymaker.
You would go to the library and get the hardback book because the hardback book came out first before the paperback book in the old days. And you would go and get the hardback book or whatever, and then you would basically just read it, boom, 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 wouldn't you? You would read it very, very quickly. And that was the advantage, I think, Ian, of some of Terrance's being so quick because you would just get another one. You would say, right, I've done that one within a couple of days, right? I got to go back to the library and get another one. And I just remember trotting into the library continually just to get Doctor Who books,
Have any of you guys heard the audio adaptations that David Fisher did for the?
The Stones of Blood is a lot more in depth. It's actually an okay audio story. It's okay. That's obviously the one that he's put down on paperwork, I would imagine. He has also done the Androids of Tara now, so we're going to get a twist on that one. But I think did he do that on audio? I'm not sure. Couldn't have done because I haven't got it.
I don't think so.
No, but it was definitely the Stones of Blood was definitely more in depth there was a lot more characterization in it, Paul, obviously, as well. It was a little bit more, I appreciated it. I don't know if you'll agree, Ian, but I appreciated it because it was a little bit more horrific.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It was darker. It was definitely a darker interpretation. But then it was quite a scary story, wasn't it? Those pulsating stones moving around, beating the hell out of K9, and draining people of blood. And the time of year that it was on, of course, it was dark outside as well. So it was a really atmospheric story, and the Target books couldn't always convey that, whereas his novelization did, or his audio version did.
Yeah.
So you said that the Angela Tower version that's on this has been written by David Fisher. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. If you've just joined us, we are talking about the brand new version of the Key to Time book. As you can see, there's also a foreword by our beloved Tom Baker. So this is it's out on the 29th of October for you this year. It's available. It's hardback only at the moment. I'm sure there'll be a paperback next year. It's £25 for the recommended retail price. So this is coming out for Christmas, everybody. It's available to pre-order now. And as I say, what we've got there is we've got the 6 stories. Reboss Operation by James Goss, exclusive to this edition. The Pirate Planet by James Goss, which will just be that one.
Yeah.
Put into the book. You wouldn't have time to redo that. And why would he want to redo that? I haven't finished that yet, actually. I must get around to finishing that. You've got The Stones of Blood by David Fisher, The Androids of Tara by David Fisher, The Power of Kroll by Robert Sherman. Interesting, that one. That's exclusive to this edition as well. And The Armageddon Factor by James Goss as well, which is also, again, exclusive to this edition. And they really pushed that because there's exclamations on it. Exclusive to this edition.
The reason why I was asking, JT, is because David Fisher's no longer with us, and he's been dead for a couple of years now, hasn't he? So
he has been, yeah.
When did he write that? And were they planning to bring out an audio book and didn't? You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a good question. I mean, it has been a couple of years now, hasn't it? So obviously this has been planned for a while. And Paul, sometimes I actually think what you mentioned there about this could have been a tie-in. Possibly. I think that is very possible, because we know there's only 2 more limited edition collector's sets of the Blu-rays left, 16 and 11. And then that's it of the complete seasons. Something's going on here, everybody. That's all I'm saying to you. Let's have a look and see what they're saying in the chat to us, guys. Lex is saying the cover hasn't got the wow factor. The Key to Time DVD box set cover is much better.
The cover is awful. The cover is absolutely awful. The artwork is as if you've gone to ChatGPT and said, draw the crappiest picture you possibly can, and only to choose a couple of random elements. But the logo as well, the logo is completely wrong. They're using current Doctor Who logo, and it's not. It should be the diamond logo, shouldn't it?
This is gorgeous. Remember this? This is superb.
Yeah, I actually like that box. Can I just point out as well that if you haven't got, because I know a few of you are still collecting the DVDs, you haven't got the Key to Time. I've seen it in HMVs for $19.99.
Oh, I'd snap that up if I were you, yeah.
Just to let you know. So search around on HMV, $19.99 I saw it for in various HMVs, and I thought that's a bargain. That's a bargain. Let's have a look at it again. I mean, the logo they've got the, for some reason, Ian, you're right, they haven't put the diamond version in, they've put the spine version in there. But I'm not impressed by the artwork at all. I mean, I would have had, if they're going to use the Key to Time, and it's not a brilliant version of the Key to Time they've got there either, but you could have had 6 areas around it.
Yeah,
and that's clearly a nesty, not an octopus, is it? Let's be honest.
I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, that's nothing like what Kroll was at all.
Yeah.
What the waves representing?
God knows. Are they supposed to be ogre in the background as well?
I've no idea. I will go.
I can't see a picture that well on my phone. Is that definitely waves? It's not snow. It's not like tundra.
It's definitely waves.
It's waves. Yeah, it's definitely waves. It's one of those things. I mean, BBC Studios and Penguin Books, God love them. They're very good with all this arty-farty nonsense, isn't it? That looks like. Have you noticed when you go into? We've only got Waterstones left really now, haven't we, as a bookshop? And when you go in, you see all these things, and they all look the same these days. All these covers, and it's all this pretentious arty-farty crap. And that ties in with it. So obviously, instead of tailoring it to a Doctor Who audience, And I reckon there will be some fans that'll be very interested in these new versions as well. I wasn't until I saw the price. And me being me, you know me, who viewers, not paying that much. I wait till it's either in the works or a cheaper version of the paperback comes out, because wherever there's a hardback, there's a paperback a year later.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a case of, you know, I think they should have done a cover which was, instead of being a marketing or industry branded type thing, they should have done something which was for a fan base. It should have at least have Tom on the cover, Mary on the cover with the key to time, the elements maybe. Do you know what I mean? I'm just
I mean, you've got the lovely Lee Binding covers for the collection set. I imagine his cover eventually for that will look amazing, and that's what you want, something that really grabs you and draws you in and represents the whole season.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Let's see what they're saying in the chat, because a lot of you are talking about this. PB is saying, buy your Target books before they've completely go out of print. Do you know what? I am still, guys, PB, I am still so thrilled when I go around, not Waterstones or anything like that, because they don't stock the old stuff, do they really? But when I go through and I see lovely, nice condition Target books in antique bookshops or the book fairs or anything like that, because they're still around. All these decades later, they're still there. And some of them are in beautiful conditions. I'm not talking about the blue spines, everybody. I'm talking about the original white ones. They're still around.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. I'm so impressed by all that. I really am.
Ian, I think your dog needs oiled.
He's been swimming today. So at the side of the lake. So he's having a little dream about he's kicking his legs as well. It's great.
Steve Braddock is saying no Ian Marter, no Terence Dix. No, that's just disrespectful. I wonder how many people are going to have that point of view.
Yeah, what was wrong with his? I know, as Ian alluded to, they're quite short, but they're still written by Terence. You know what I mean? So
they'll come back now with saying, Steve, they'll come back saying these are alternative versions.
Yeah,
which they are. You know, nothing's going to take away the original versions if you've got them. As I say, you can still find them in certain places. I think as well, it was just a case of they thought, right, okay, if we're going to do the Key to Time as a box set, as a hardback, as a compilation, well, we can't use the Terence ones because they're so quick.
Yeah.
You know, but Robert Sherman doing The Power of Kroll. I'm actually quite excited about that. I'd like to read that. I'd like to see.
I was going to say that. I'd be intrigued to see what he does with it, because he's a really good writer, I have to say.
He is.
And he has an audio.
Maybe, yeah.
I haven't seen anything to do with audio about that, but maybe they will. I mean, usually when they do the books, there is an audio book to accompany them. I looked for something to do with the Key to Time here. There's nothing listed yet, but we'll keep on top of that. We'll keep looking. Thanks for that, Stephen. Mark Graves saying it looks like the cover was designed by a Blue Peter competition winner.
I'd say a competition loser, to be honest, looking at that.
They probably have some imagination, wouldn't they, the kids? You know,
that was in the 4 to 5 range, wasn't it?
Farsight is saying that's a terrible cover. Pete Harrington, Kachung, no sale, thanks, expensive. I think we need moving pictures. So that's Pete basically saying, hurry up with the Blu-ray.
I'm with Pete, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get there. It will happen.
Can't see how they could think something that looks like that would sell. What on that makes you want to pick it up off the shelf and have a look at it?
Well, let's have a look at it again.
Remember when people used to paint things with their feet? This is like somebody that did art like that, but accidentally kicked the paint pot over, you know, and it's just horrible.
Going back to your point, try and imagine, who viewers, that you are a not we, okay, i.e. the public, and imagine that you are Christmas shopping for a Doctor Who fan. There's not much around, okay? There's not much around. That cover's not going to say Doctor Who to you, is it? Even the small use of the logo, it's not going to scream. That could be a massive seller if it had Tom and the logo on the cover, because people today still know Tom Baker as Doctor Who. They could still say, that's a Doctor Who book. I'm having that. £25. Okay, it's Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it just frustrates me that these people don't seem to think. What else we got here? That cover should have rocks thrown at it. It says Funky 1463. Maybe it did.
Yeah.
It's just really dull. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a missed opportunity as well, though, isn't it?
Another
It's
one,
just
isn't
like,
it?
You literally had cover designer. You had one job, and you've ballsed it up. And this is what happens if you keep Doctor Who within the BBC. I'm afraid they clearly can't do it.
The BBC Studios, yeah, definitely. You know, it's like there's so much that could have been done with that cover for that. I don't know. And again, they went down this arty-farty route, didn't they? Philip Shaw is saying to us, I'll stick with the originals, thanks. Jethrick, David Fisher's books were the ones issued as audio books. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've got the Stones of Blood over there. And as I say, it was actually a really good listen. I did enjoy it. Real Geriatric, hello to you. I love season 16. The Stones of Blood is a personal favourite story. Yes. Me too. Yeah, me too as well. It's lots of memories.
In the 1980s, fun fact, in the 1980s, when fanzines were all the rage, me and three others had a fanzine called Eye of Horus. It ran to about 10 issues. And one of the team, or rather three of us, went to the Longley thing for the 20th anniversary. And one of our lot bought the back feet of the Shrivensile from they
make them in handy, you never know.
From that story.
In the snow.
They've long since perished. They were just foam and wooden heels. But he paid 30 quid for the Shrivensile back feet at the Longley auction in 1983. There you are. I'll shut up now. Sorry, JC.
Can I add to that tangent very quickly? A friend of mine was at Longley and he bought the one of the guards' costumes from Horde of the Nine one. He's one of them. Yeah.
Oh my God, that would have looked great in a club on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would have fitted right in. The
How much did he
PVFS.
I don't know. I didn't ask him. I can't remember what he told me. It was quite expensive, I think.
Yeah. I bet it was. The PVFS is saying to us they want to sneak in those Whittaker, Gatwa, and Martin references, complete with all the pronouns. Now that would be horrific if they've done that. I can't actually see Rob Sherman doing it. I might be wrong. From when I was reading The Pirate Planet, and I've not got around to finishing it, I'm going to start it again and read it again. I couldn't see any of that nonsense in there as far as I got. So, but wouldn't that be awful if you've paid £25 for this thing and then suddenly you're taking out of it, like what happened with the Scratchman book? You're taking out of it for a little time when you just go, oh my God. I hope not, but this is the danger, as Ian was saying, this is the danger of BBC Studios actually continuing to do Doctor Who because they're aware of all the nonsense that's just gone on. And I reckon they would try to continue it rather than start it again. We are coming to that in the show, so stay with us. Steve Andrews is saying they've probably retconned it. Merry Old Soul Gigglesmith, the new book will be written for modern audiences, a bit like Christopher Nolan did to the Odyssey. Oh, God, can you imagine? That's the fear, though, isn't it, guys? I mean, you're spending £25 on this thing.
Yeah, I don't think if they're changing it all, who's it aimed for? If it's meant to aim for us, leave it alone. Just do it as it was, as it could have been, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't recall anything changing on Pirate Planet. I haven't read the book. I've got the book. I haven't read it because I listened to the audio book, which I also got. Right. I think that was done by Culshaw. And I don't recall, it was a few years ago, but I don't recall any changes to it.
I wonder if a library would get it, because if the library gets it, I'll read it and then I'll review it for you all. It's very difficult now to find a library with books in.
Yeah.
FJ Kinau is saying, I read and reread the Target novelizations as a kid. Yeah, happy days, eh? Then I listened to the CD of The Pirate Planet. Ian's version of The Reign of Terror was ace. That's Ian Martyr. The Reign of Terror, that was a great book, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember that thinking, oh, now I want to see it. Oh, bugger.
I think it's a much underrated serial, to be fair. I quite like it, but it's just me. Yeah.
It is a great book. It's a shame, says Funky, that Ian Martyr passed before he had a chance to write a new adventure. Would have been brilliant at it. Well, the Harry Sullivan's War book is actually a taste of what he might have done, because I must be one of the few people that like Harry Sullivan's War.
I like it.
Do you like it? I got it on the audio as well, Ian. And
right, I was thinking about that.
Very good.
Right, okay.
If you're going to get it on audio, by the way, everybody, you better hurry up because it's about to be deleted.
Okay.
And you know how we like our physical media here on the channel, and that's what I'm talking about. It might be available on downloads, I don't know, but on your physical media, if you're going to get Harry Sullivan's War. That's a taster, though, Funky, of what he would have done for a new adventure, because it's really good. I still think it would make a really good television drama.
It would. It would.
Obviously, too late.
Even the cover's good. I mean, he's driving his Porsche car with a helicopter chasing it. I mean,
that's a great scene in the book. Great scene in the book. Frankie Standage is saying to us, I just refuse to buy the new bull crap. I'm not surprised, my friend. I'm not surprised. It'll be full of pronouns, says Mark Greaves. Summer holiday read, says Jess Corbin. Always enjoyed and laid back in your deck chair. It was essential to have a target book wherever you went in the summer, wasn't it, when you were off school? You had to have one or two to get through. And then the fun was, wherever you were, I remember a couple of books bought in the Isle of Man when I was on holiday. You know, there's one, I'm having that. St. John's Market, happy days, said Lex. They were in the original one, the proper one, weren't they, eh? Smell of the dead pigs. Oh, smashing. Yeah, all the butchers and all that. Oh, and used to have sawdust on the floor. Used to stink. I loved it. Happy, happy, happy. Yeah, it's gone, Pete. You're right. Yeah, the precinct market is gone now. Yeah, they got rid of it. Don't know why. Don't know why. Farsight is saying James Goss isn't a great writer. Have I read any of his? I don't know if I have, actually. Apart from, well, I'm going to say I haven't read that yet because I haven't finished this. So I'll let you know.
Is there a reason why you didn't finish it? Did you get distracted, or were you not engaged with it, or
I'm fickle.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. I get bored, Paul. I just get
fair enough.
bored.
Yeah, my attention span's not great either, I have to say. Yeah.
No, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'm even a Doctor Who book these days. As a kid, I just devoured them all, whoosh, straight through.
Yeah.
But these days, because I'm older and stupider, I would pick up a book, and then I find that I've read about 5, 6, 7 pages, and I haven't retained the information.
Yeah.
So I think I put it down and then I'll go back. And sometimes I don't go back. The only ones that don't do that on are Robert Galbraith's strike books, who of course is J.K. Rowling. Her books are just, they bring me in. You know, they just, they bring me in, and it's set in a London, and no, so I'm there. I'm there in the 90s. You know, the turn of the century, and I'm there. But yes, sometimes, and that was the case with this one. I've put it down because I've realized I've read a chapter and not remembered it, and then I haven't got back to it. But I'm going to have to. I will go back to it. Real Geriatric is saying, because they're about to announce the next collection season and it's going to be season 16. It'd be a nice surprise. Put it that way. I can't say anything. I'm not allowed, am I? The Forbidden Man. I used to hate Sundays until I discovered this channel. Oh, thank you, Forbidden Man. That's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. And thank you all, everybody, for joining us for our rambling every Sunday. It's great to see you all. We do appreciate you. The PVFS is saying, when you rewrite a great story and somehow make it mediocre. Do you know what, though, PVFS? Even though I loved Ian Martyr's version of the Rebus operation, I remember Ian allegedly saying at one of the early conventions he did, the reason he liked doing it was because of Robert Holmes.
All right, yeah. Because
it was a Robert Holmes story, and he went, "Oh, I can get into this," and by God, he did, didn't he? But imagine if, no disrespect to Ian, God love him, imagine if Robert had written this.
Yeah,
it'd be about that big. Wouldn't it be huge? You know. Yeah,
I think Rebus Operation is another underrated Kate Time story. It doesn't get a lot of fan love, but I love it, really do. But
Carl, the talking nerd,
hasn't it?
Sorry.
It's got Alfie Bass in it as well. I mean, what's not to love? I mean,
it's nice to see you, Cara. Hope everything's going all right with you. Thanks for joining us. And FJ Canal, I had many happy hours hunting down my collection of Target books. The last one I bought was The Mysterious Planet. Gosh, another Robert Holmes one. Not. I mean, he was gone by then, wasn't he? But now, was that Target edition of Pirate Planet cut down from the hardback like the Sharda one was? Says Funky. Yes, it's a different. I think it's slightly different. I think it's a slightly different version. I haven't got the hardback version because, as I say, whenever there's a hardback, the paperback follows. Let me just see if it's in there for you, Funks, and I'll let you know. Bear with me a sec. Talk amongst yourselves. It doesn't say. This says it's first published by BBC Books in 2017. Oh, hang on. First published in 2017. This edition published by BBC Books in 2021. So the paperback's 2021. If the hardback, yeah, it sounds like it then. If the hardback was 2017, yes, it's the hardback version trimmed down. There you go. The things they do. David Fisher has already published his ones. I see no need to rewrite the stories if they hadn't already written the original script, says Richard Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, the original Key to Time versions that I've just showed you there, they were by Terence. And actually, Paul, Ian, you might remember this. There was an interview somewhere, and I don't know if it was the monthly, and I don't know if it was the DVDs. There was an interview with David somewhere that he said, I would have liked to have done those books.
Yeah.
And no one asked him. It went straight to Terence. And I think he was quite bitter about it. So at least he got the chance eventually, eh?
He did Ledger Hive, didn't he? Eventually, he did his own Ledger Hive, didn't he?
He did the Ledger Hive, yeah.
They did make some odd choices. I mean, Philip Hinchcliffe said he was surprised that he got Keys of Marinus.
Yeah.
That he said quite candidly that completely threw him. I mean, obviously he did it, but he had to do his research.
Yeah. I'm already not buying it, says the Legion of James. As I say, do we still have the works around, guys? I haven't seen one in ages. Are they still there?
I think so, possibly. I'm not really sure.
Because I'm expecting this to end up there in 2 years' time. Do you know what I mean? For about 10 quid or something like that.
They'll have to open another store that does the same kind of job to get rid of all the shooty crap, probably. Just there'll be a market for that, yeah.
There's bound to be a warehouse somewhere of all this stuff from Whittaker and Gatwa's era that hasn't sold, and all the other things that came off it. All these stupid things that they included that in. It's bound to be there. If there's a works, they're going to get into or the equivalent. They will get there eventually. They will.
You need an incinerator for that, not a warehouse.
What we got here? Royalties, maybe, says PVFS. Pay new people instead of the old ones in their estates. You have to pay some to the estates anyway, love, because you have to get the copyright clearance, I think. Or has that changed now? I'm going to find out for you. And you're Robert Payne, thanks PVFS. Books aren't for the new fans, are they? No. See what you did there. Yeah, true. Avon is also saying new book, new fans, money maker. And Julianne has just checked and said it's selling very well on Amazon for pre-order in October. I did notice that when I looked the other day. I thought, oh, it's doing well. It was not up there like the Blu-rays are, guys, but it was doing well. It was okay. It's definitely in the top 20 when I looked. I don't know where it is now, Julianne, but when I looked, it was in the top 20. And I thought, oh, you see, there is a market there. And I guarantee you, everybody, it'd be us. It'd be all people like us. It'd be our age group, or it'd be sane people, or it'd be the youngsters who are sane that are going, oh, I know this, and I haven't got those Target books, so I'll have that version instead. And, birthdays, Christmas coming up, why wouldn't you? Real Geriatric is saying the hardback of The Pirate Planet by DA and JG is brilliant, a lot darker than the Target novel or the TV show. It's a great read. Right, I'm going to start it. I'm going to start this paperback, Real Geriatric. I won't get the hardback. No, I've got the paperback. But thank you for that. And Richard Brooks saying, guys, it's yet another misstep. We adore Ian Martin and Terence Dix, and we don't want to see them insulted. The optics are appallingly bad for the BBC.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, like I say, what was wrong with the originals? Why they couldn't just done that? I don't know. I
reckon it's just because of page count.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I really do, because this is a big, hefty volume for £25. It's a good present for anybody. It's 832 pages. So it's a big volume. It's a big book. What have we got there as well? Jack Dexter. It's good to see you, Jack. David Fisher had already rewritten Androids of Tara.
All right.
And Legion of James, they'll be rewriting it to update language for the new audience. Probably adjusting the story to work in New Who and ideology. It honestly wouldn't surprise me, but I'll not be buying it. If you are out there and you're going to buy it and you get it in October and I can't find it in the library, email me, whosviews1@gmail.com. Let me know if any of that nonsense is in it. But I hadn't even thought of that. I just saw the price and thought, no, I'll wait. They might even change the cover for the paperback to be a bit more Target bookish. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the new versions because they're trying to be Achilles, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work though, Ian, does it, when they do this sort of thing? They should have done their own sort of thing. But to keep them like this sort of style branding, it doesn't work for me. but never mind. That's just me. I don't know.
I did quite like. I don't know if you remember when they brought it. Was it season 9 for Capaldi for the DVD set, and they had a wonderful homage to Hartnell from Doctor and the Daleks cover with him in the booklet. Do you remember seeing that? And that was done the same sort of style, and it worked really well. Remember that? No,
I don't remember that. I'm afraid. Sorry, no. Didn't really pay much attention. Is it still in the wrapper? No, so I must have opened it.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. So yeah, if I can find it, maybe show you.
Okay, we've got we want the new Who mob gone, says Problem Being, not milking the show for any pennies for the nest egg. And Marine Boy, the early 1970s in the Windsor house must have been an odd one, with young Chaz glued to the screen watching Who and the goodies, while over in the corner Granny was knocking back the gin. Yeah, that was what Spitting Image always did, wasn't it? That sort of thing about them. Yeah, definitely.
And backing the horses as well.
Yeah.
To see others
they've lost the meaning of what a Target book meant to us, says Pete Harrington. They have. I mean, the problem with the Target books now, for me, I don't get them because it's all based on the version that's just ended, of course, so I'm not really that interested. But they just see Target as being a money earner. That's all. And yet, is it? The books are hideously expensive. They're around about anywhere between $9.99 and $11.99 for a paperback book. Oh, that I do remember that. Yes,
that's a lovely homage to Doctor and the Daleks, don't you think? It's quite nice.
It is. It's nice. That's lovely.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? Yes, so the prices are huge for the books. So are they a big seller? These BBC Penguin, BBC Studios books, versions of Targets. Are they? Are you buying them in the audience? Are you buying them? Let us know. I can't see them being huge sellers. I really can't.
It must shift enough for them to carry on doing it, but I can't imagine it'll be a huge amount.
Well, there haven't been any this year, have there?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And it will just be us and those like us buying it.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And of course, the last set of books were all Gatwa.
Yeah, and they were
all
yeah.
Exactly. It's good to see you all in the chat. Thank you for joining us about this. We're currently talking about the BBC Studios and BBC Penguin books. This is the reissue of the Key to Time books with several new versions of the stories, which is coming to you this October and is available to pre-order now. Are you going to get it? What do you think about this? This is not the Blu-ray. It's not the Blu-ray that everybody
such a shame.
Expecting.
Yeah.
I wanted to put it in there because, there were lots of people saying that the Blu-ray of the Key to Time season 16 was coming out in October, and then this arrives, and it wasn't all whistles for this launch. It just appeared, it just dropped, there it is. There's a little email come through saying, "Ping, you can get this now." I can't say anything else. I don't know. What's Funky saying to us here? I think I got the Fisher Stones of Blood as a paperback, but I've yet to read it. Yeah. How many more mistakes can the BBC make? Stephen Braddock says. Oh, I'm sure it's many.
How long have you got?
Exactly. Phil Roy saying to us, I remember seeing a library Doctor Who hardback of a Hartnell story with Tom Baker's face on the cover. I was outraged.
It was a Zarbi, wasn't it? I think, yeah.
It's true, isn't it? It's true. FJ Canal also saying that the Stones of Blood is a cool story. Problem being, it's a nice graphic, but it's not a good Doctor Who cover. Yeah, I just think it's part of those, as I say, it's just part of all that sort of industry pretentious nonsense, because all the covers look similar. Go and have a look in your Waterstone and you'll just
probably AI. Yeah.
Oh, do you reckon? Oh, I hope not.
AI having a really bad day, clearly.
I can't see who ever signed that off and thought it was a good idea.
Somebody in BBC Studios, they are.
It's awful.
Power Crawl is one of Sherman's favourite stories, says FJ Canal.
Oh.
And John Mason saying the original box version is great.
Yeah.
Do you remember when it came out on VHS as well? You had to get they came out 2 a month, didn't they? And it was the sides, the front of them were by a lovely piece of artwork by Colin Howard, but the side was Andrew Skilleter, and it came together with the key, the connection, that blue and the planet, and it was lovely.
All in order, yeah.
Yeah, and it just stood out so nicely on your shelves. You thought, oh, there they all are. It's absolutely gorgeous. That's when they used to think about things.
Yeah.
Richard Brooks.
Am I right in thinking the colour scheme for that, which was quite sky bluey, I think, was very similar to the colour scheme for the Key to Time book as well. I think that had a similar coloured cover.
Well, Andrew did the Key to Time cover for that, didn't he? And it was blue. Yeah. It was the blue foggy thing, wasn't it, for the Key to Time?
Where he drew inspiration from, probably.
Yeah. The cover looks stylized Japanese. That's the thing, Philip Shaw. That's the thing, Phil. They are. When you look at some of them, they've all got this sort of. You can get books in Tesco now as well. Go and have a look. Other supermarkets are available, but go and have a look, and you'll see what I mean. In Waterstones or something like that, where they've got the books that you will see, they're all the same sort of thematic presentation.
A sea of meh. Yeah.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's boring. Nuclear Bum Records. Hello to you. It is nice to see you. Welcome to Who's Views. I like that. Nuclear Bum Records. That was me when I was on chemo. Believe it. The Waves may be a reference to the Stones of Blood. Romana on a cliff edge. On TV, the Stones were suddenly by the coast rather than in the middle of the country. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, Romana did get lost, didn't she? Let's be honest. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That I was very concerned for Romana on that week, I have to say. Mary.
Just with the shoes, I'd imagine, yeah.
But, yeah. It could well be Nuclear Bum. You might be right. It might be a reference, but it's very, like these two, it's very tangent, isn't it? You know what I mean?
I don't know what he means, Paul, do you?
I have no idea. No.
There we go. Richard Brooks saying the cover is sloppy and confused. It looks like a Japanese pastiche. And Stephen O'Neill, I am glad I kept all of my DVDs of Doctor Who due to the controversy of the recent AI on the recent Blu-ray collections. Yep. Oh God, I wish I could tell you things. Tor Paul, thank you so much for your super chat. Here's something to worry about. If BBC Studio gets the tender, Joe Martin may be the new Doctor. They do Circuit Breaker. Yes, they do Circuit Breaker. If they put somebody like Joe Martin in the role, the show will never survive and it will not come back. It's as simple as that. They have to go right back to basics. Things in the UK now not looking good, I would say, for something like Doctor Who. If they start being Dr. DEI again, things are changing in the country, whether these people like it or not, and they are. And I know they don't, because they're always kicking off and moaning, aren't they, and doubling down. But you can't. You've got to go back to basics, and you've got to have. And I'm going to say this: you're going to have a white heterosexual actor in the role.
Yeah.
One that can act, one that can deliver a line, and one that understands characterization. You've got to have it. It's got to be a white heterosexual male, and that's the way it'll have to stay for some time. I'd certainly say 5 years. And I don't think they can go down the route of a female one again. I don't think the skin color would matter so much later on, but certainly it has to be a male again. And they couldn't put Joe Martin in there. I don't think it would work. What do you guys think of that one?
Well, I don't think she can, because already she's done it and been completely forgotten from the Whittaker era. So why bring something back that, really, as far as I'm concerned, was a failure? You know, so why, if I'm a fan, I've no idea about it really that much. I'm not much interested. Why would Joe Public be interested? You know,
wouldn't it be funny, everybody, if the Key to Time, this new version of the Key to Time, this hardback book, in both hardback and its probable and eventual paperback version, sold more than anything to do with Circuit Breaker?
That wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
But guys, had they put Tom on the cover, off the shelves, bang.
Yeah, this is it again, though, isn't it? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? The fact that they've opted not to do that shows that they have no comprehension about what sells with Doctor Who.
And yet they do with the paperbacks.
Yeah.
Again, just this. Let's see what they do for the paperback cover. Probably this time next year, shall we, everybody?
I'm interested to read Tom's forward, though. If he describes anything as whippet shit, that'll be interesting. So.
I would actually like to read that myself. So I will be going into a bookshop at some point to lift it off the shelf, read that bit, and then put it back.
And exit from the library quickly.
Yeah. No, honestly, £25. I'll either wait for the sale, I'll wait for the works, or more likely, I'll wait to see how much a paperback is this time next year. Watch BBC Studios now say we're not doing it next year. Now we'll do it the year after. You know what I mean? Fafty Head is saying my target fourth Doctor book signed by Tom will never end up in a charity shop or antique fair. Well, good for you, and quite right too. It shouldn't do, should it? It should never do.
No.
But there you go, everybody. Very, very something that was out this week for you. Very strange. Marine Boy saying to us, listen, the cover standard pick you find on the horror anthology collection paperbacks. There's nothing there to make it stand out from 100 of others. Now, this is the problem, Marine Boy. What audience are they going for here? If they were going for the Doctor Who audience, they should have had Tom there, and as Ian said, the diamond logo, possibly even Mary, and some elements of the Key to Time story. But because they've done this is mixed messaging in a sense, isn't it? They don't know who's going to be out there. So they just assume people like us are going to buy it because it's the Key to Time. We know what it is. But as I said, if you're a Notwe, you're going to walk past this in Waterstones. You'll definitely walk past it in Forbidden Planet because Notwe's don't go to something like that, do they?
I doubt if Forbidden Planet will be stocking it, to be honest. But yeah.
Well, yeah. That's the point, isn't it?
Because they have very little Doctor Who in Forbidden Planet, and the one in Glasgow, I think, is gone now, isn't it? I think.
Has it?
Yeah.
Has it? I didn't know that. God, that was there for years, wasn't it? That little one.
Correct. If I'm not anyone from Glasgow is watching, but I passed where I thought it was last week. I thought, oh my God, it's gone. You know.
I remember that little shop. Yeah, because if it was busy, you would like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get out of the way. It was terrible. I've only come in for a Doctor Who magazine. Bugger off. It was terrible. Funky is saying, is it Penguin that make the books for BBC Studios these days, or is that a separate book? No. Yeah, BBC Books was sold to Penguin, which is Random House as well these days. It's all very complicated. Not what it was in my day. But yeah, it's BBC Books is now part of Penguin and Random House. There you go. So with BBC Books went everything, including all the Doctor Who stuff, because BBC Books acquired the Target stuff.
Yeah,
there you go. And then because remember they did those original reprints of the Three Doctors and stuff years ago for the Target, they sold reasonably well, which made them think ka-ching. And I remember saying at the time, watch this now because they'll go and do all the modern versions as Target books. I'm a genius.
Yeah.
They'd originally said they weren't going to as well, didn't they? But
it was
it was always going to happen, wasn't it? Because Target become Wyndham, and Wyndham towards the end became Star Books. Do you remember that? Do you remember when they took
part of it became Star Books, part of it was sold from Star Books, but of course Virgin took it all over.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. Oh, it's all complicated, isn't it? It's like the television industry and the film industry. It's all going to be one big company eventually that just owns everybody, and there's just little brands underneath them all. You know. Oh. Mark Greaves is saying to us that book cover should have a traffic cone on it. Yeah, in Glasgow, it might do. I'll tell you one day. There we go. Craig Dunlop saying to us, Forbidden Planet moved from Buchanan Street to Sauchiehall Street years ago. Oh, I do remember the Sauchiehall Street one. Great. Right. Yeah, you're right. It was a bigger one, wasn't it? And it was upstairs too. Thank you. I do remember going to that one soon after it opened. Yes, I do remember that. And I remember thinking that it was Jodie Whittaker was the Doctor. And I remember thinking the Doctor Who stuff, Paul, was upstairs. And I went up to look at it, and there were about 2 shelves upstairs. And I thought, that's the state of this show now.
Because that shows how long it was since I visited it in Glasgow. Because I do visit one in Edinburgh now and again. But I remember we went there when we first met, and there was no Doctor Who there at all, was there? Remember that? Nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing at all. Yeah. This is what you do with Doctor Who fans when you get together. You go on a Doctor Who hunt, don't you?
Yeah.
And you make notes, and then you come on YouTube and you do a show about it.
Yeah.
Simon is saying to me, JT, when I got released from hospital last night from my knee, oh, you're out. Oh, well done. I was on with Codeine Extra. It was a fun night, but I ended up watching Jodie's Ear and horrifically enjoying it. Well, that's because you were as high as a kite.
Yeah. That's a good thing to put in the box. You only watch this if you're under the influence. That's the best way to do it.
I'm glad you're out of the hospital, though, Simon. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy and get well soon. But take it easy, my friend.
But don't punish yourself with any more, Jodie. You'll probably relapse otherwise.
Yeah. Are you all right, Ian? You're going very dark there. You're okay?
It's getting dark outside. I don't have any other lights on apart from.
Okay.
Hold on. Is that any better?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And the John Keeley is saying to us, Forbidden Planet Glasgow moved from Buchanan Street to Sauchiehall Street. Yes, thank you, everybody. I do remember it now. Things are coming.
Is that is that pronounced Sauchiehall? You see, I'd never. If you said how you pronounce that, I would.
Sauchiehall Street.
Sochi or something like that. It would have been Japanese.
Sauchiehall.
You see, in Scotland, things are called things like Sauchiehall Street or the Braemar. what they called in England? Coronation.
Main Street.
The High Street. Yeah, it's very grand in Scotland, you see. It's far more creative and imaginative from the old world. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it, everybody. That's the Key to Time. Coming out for you 29th of October. It's available to pre-order now. It's the hardback book. It is not the Blu-ray, the collector's edition Blu-ray. Of course, as soon as that is announced, we'll all be here chatting about it and getting excited about it. But I think we've got a bit of a wait. Oh,
Yeah.
watch them. They'll announce it tomorrow now just to piss me off. Oh dear, but no, I think we've got a bit of a wait for it. But as I say, well, we're in it together, aren't we, everybody? Let's see.
Yeah, we are.
The book's there. If you want to pre-order the book, it's there for you now. If you are going to pre-order it and you are going to get it in October when it comes out, whosviews1@gmail.com if you want to come and tell us about it and do a wee review on it, and that way I'll decide if I'm going to go and buy it or not. Thank you very much. We're going to Blackpool next year. Well, I'm excited, everybody. I am excited because it was announced this week from Visitations Blackpool that Peter Davison is going to be coming to see us. Isn't that exciting? Woo! I'm excited about that. Yeah, Peter Davison will be at Visitation Blackpool for us in 2027, Saturday, May the 15th. Of course, we're all going to be there. We're really excited about it. A lot of you, of course, are coming as well. Tickets are available now from that thing there. There, okay.
Can we get T-shirts made Peter Davison for showrunner before then?
Stay with us, of course. Make sure you still subscribe because we will have plans. Now that we know Mr. Davison's going to be there. Oh, yes. We're going to have plans because we're all going to ask him, when are you going to take over and showrun Doctor Who? But there it is. There's the ticket for you there. And it's exciting because, of course, Peter Davison joins Sophie Aldred and Film is Fabulous at that event. Who knows what's coming next? You can get all the details by staying with us, or you can go across to the Visitations Blackpool Facebook page and join that, of course. And yeah, very exciting. A nice lineup. And as I say, we'll be there on the day, broadcasting live throughout the day.
It's a cracking lineup, definitely, yeah.
Really is.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, and Peter will be, he's got a new series coming out around about that as well. So lots to talk to him about that. He's always working. He's one of those actors that's always working, which is fantastic, isn't it? Always working. There you go then. Visitations Blackpool coming to Saturday, the 15th of May, 2027. How long have we got?
Not long now.
Not long now. You're going to be hearing about us talking about it forever. It's going to be great. One of the things that we're going to be doing, actually, if you were with us last week, because one of you told us about a certain other group of alleged fans that said that Whose Views were toxic and twisted.
And that's just JT and Ian, obviously. That's
yeah, absolutely, because I love it. Yes, I love it. The Wicked Queen and Snow White wasn't my role model when I was growing up for nothing, you know. But yes, toxic and twisted we were called. And as we were talking about last week on the show, that gave us some little ideas. So did you see here on the channel this week or our Facebook page, over at Whose Views Facebook page, that this is our brand new toxic and twisted cocktail. Yes, you take 30 millilitres of gin, 23 millilitres of elderflower liqueur, 20 millilitres of fresh cucumber juice, 30 millilitres of fresh lime juice. You combine all the ingredients into a shaker with ice and you shake well. Then you strain into an ice glass and garnish with some cucumber ribbon.
Ooh.
And guess what we're all going to be drinking at the Grand Hotel in Blackpool.
Yeah, I'll have a pint of that. Thank you very much.
That'll get us through the Friday night, the night before, when we do our meet and greet, won't it? Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't fancy that, you can also now go over to the Whose Views shop, where you can buy from our very limited edition range of toxic and twisted merchandise. You can get cups and mugs and shorts and baseball caps and polo shirts and sweatshirts, all with toxic and twisted. And as I told Emilio on Monday, gentlemen, you can even get bibs for the baby. So when the baby is, it suits.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Isn't that great? So, isn't it great? Bit of Ken there. But yeah, so that's all coming. That's available for you there. Toxic and Twisted. And yes, we're all going to be drinking this green stuff. That's our meet and greet in Blackpool. More details about that, of course, when we get it sorted and as we get nearer to May. If you're enjoying everything with us, thank you very much, everybody, for subscribing to the channel and being with us. But just to let you know again that if you're enjoying being part of the chat, then please come and join us for our team meeting this Friday. We're calling it an audience with Whose Views. And I want to say a huge thank you for the Legion of James, who's in the chat with us tonight, for the art for this, which is very funny. So thank you for that, mate. This is your thumbnail. This is up on the channel now. Basically what this is, everybody, it's going to be this Friday night, live here on the channel at 8 o'clock. We are going to have a team catch-up online, which we've never done before. So this is going to be interesting. So all the team will be coming on and we're going to be catching up. Yes, we're going to be talking about future shows, but we want you to be part of it. So come and be part of it live at 8 o'clock on Friday night. Now, this is also your chance, everybody, because we have had, gentlemen, haven't we, over the last year and so, had people saying, can you do one of those question answer things that happen on channels? Lots of channels do them. This is your chance to do that. If there are any questions that you want to ask any of the panel, you can ask us anytime, really. But Friday night will be part of that because you're going to be there and you're going to be part, and you can ask us questions about anything or the ramblings that we get up to, or any of the future shows that are coming on, or any questions.
You're a very long show, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be about. It's going to start at 8 o'clock on Friday, and it'll finish with probably 10 o'clock the next morning. But no, you can come along and join us if you want, and ask us questions if you want to as well.
Can we do tangents as well on that? Just checking. So.
It's our team meeting. What do you think?
Of course we can.
Of course we can.
Probably. Very probably. Yes. Very, very probably. It's all going to happen. So come and join us for that if you want to. And it'd be great to see you and come and be part of our team meeting. Why don't you? That'll be
looking
fun
forward to that.
Yeah. Stephen Braddock is saying, I'll be here on Friday night. Thank you very much. Yeah, come and join us. Frankie Stanage as well. And as I say, you can ask any questions, whichever the panel are on. Space Peninsula is saying, yeah, at my age, I'm also bitter and bloated. Bless you. And Philip Shaw saying, I've met Sophie and Peter to death, but I'm looking forward to meeting the Whose Views gang more. Oh, bless you. Over at Blackpool. That's great. We'll put you to work. Don't worry. What's this? Thank God those are shorts. I thought you were selling underpants for a moment.
Don't give them ideas.
They may or may not be on the way. It's amazing what you can find on the internet. And I thought that's funny. Oh, dearie me. James Ripley saying to us, Millie Gibson is now in the new Foresight Saga show. Love the 1970s version. How is she in it? No idea. I've not seen it. It was one of those things that I was going to watch because I liked the 90s version on ITV. I got into the first two series of that. I really enjoyed that, and then I lost it again. Me being me. But I haven't seen it. It's on Channel 5, isn't it? The new version. So that's a million. That you're right. I haven't seen it. Anybody seen it? I haven't seen it. No. Jess Corbin saying Blackpool's Golden Mile ran from 1974 until it closed in 1985, featuring authentic monsters, props, and changing displays from the classic series. Yes, the original exhibition. Yeah. Yes.
God, those were the days.
Yeah,
superb.
Yeah. Lots of happy memories of the Blackpool exhibition, and it's good. It's basically nice going back. We did one in 2023, and it's nice taking Doctor Who back to Blackpool because it has that connection.
Yeah,
it really does, and it's just going to be. It's just really fun. Graham's with a single. Friday show sounds like a really enjoyable show. We'll see. Oh dear. What else? Team Tangent says Richard Brooks. Yeah, you're right. Anything, says Bill Lowry, within reason, of course, Bill. Yes, absolutely.
Keep it clean.
Yes. We can always say no, though.
Yeah.
And Legion James is saying, ooh, any questions? Ooh, the corner may be full that night. Stuart Barham is also saying, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, good. Thank you, Stuart. And Mark Greaves says, I got the measurements wrong with the drink. Is it a common side effect to not feel your legs? Yes.
If you're doing it,
Be
right,
careful.
yeah.
Always drink responsibly. That's what we say. Always be responsible, everybody. Oh, it's brilliant to see you all. You're all having fun in there as well. Hello, Thorn76. It's nice to see you. Crikey, who wants to see a remake of the Forsyte Saga? For God's sake, make something new. I wish they would, actually. Do you know what? I have seen Thorn recently. The Crow Girl. I mentioned this the other night when we did our Sarah Jane Adventures review, because the director, whose name I can't remember now, of course, of the Sarah Jane Adventures story that we looked at, Warriors of the Kudlak, has directed The Crow Girl, which is on, I think, on Channel 5. Yeah, it must be Channel 5. It's brilliant. It's really good. And it's got Eve Miles in it. Do you remember her? Yeah. And there was another lady that I believe was in a Doctor Who, but I know her from Coronation Street, but I believe she was in a Doctor Who. Oh, no, she was in Class. You know the lady with the blonde bob?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember her name. Lovely actress.
Yeah, in Class, she was like a doctor substitute, wasn't she? A little bit a female doctor almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi guys, says Collar. Did you hear Murray Gold's Cyberman theme being played outside Buckingham Palace by Royal Band on Monday whilst Herr Keogh was resigning? I didn't. Did you guys?
No.
Yeah. Whether it was intentional or not, it certainly sounded like that. Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all.
Quite
I
apt
didn't
as
know
well.
a bizarre thing about. I meant to say earlier when we were looking at the little film that they did with the King and Camilla, was the fact that they had bizarre sound effects from Death Comes to Time and stuff like that, and it was sounding really weird. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, really? No, I didn't hear any of that at all. I was just so not interested in anything. Lex, thank you for your super chat. The Key to Time DVD is on HMV for $28.99 and Amazon for $25.99. Thank you for checking for that. Yeah, okay, so it's gone up a wee bit. Keep an eye on it then. But that's still not bad prices. I think I paid $34.99 when it first came out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Something like that, wasn't it? I can't remember. Phil Tassini's with us saying there was a very small Doctor Who exhibition experience at Seacombe, Wallasey in Liverpool. I went to that. I remember it. It was small, but it was fun. And that was before they all went big and started going around the country, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was McCoy that opened it, Philip. Do you remember that? I'm sure it was McCoy that opened that one. And hello to Mark A. Wright. Nice to see you, Mark. Millie Gibson's got more post-Doctor Who work than Shooty. Good.
That's no surprise, is it, really? Yeah.
No surprise.
Well, she had some talent, didn't she?
She did, yeah.
I think there's a story there.
And she was wasted as well, I think, yeah.
I think there's a story. I think, yeah. Do you know, if I ever bumped into her in Iceland or B&M, I'd say to her, go on, give us the beef, what happened? Do you know what I mean?
Invite her on.
Yeah.
Could do. She's a Blackpool girl as well, by the way. Did you know? Anyway, John Zygon. Nice to see you, John Zygon. Yeah, I heard it. Oh, the theme tune thing. Oh, you're clever, John. You're clever. I mean, I didn't hear any of the music. I was sort of around because I wasn't interested. I was so relieved. And then I thought, oh God, look who we're getting. No, it was basically like, you know, from going up from Whittaker to Gatwick, wasn't it? It's that same feeling. But I was watching and I saw the car, and then somebody did say, oh, and they're playing the Doctor Who theme. And I was listening for the theme from Ron Grainer. So obviously I didn't pick up. It was incidental music.
Yeah.
What a strange choice, though, outside Buckingham Palace to play
particularly odd. I didn't think it was in any of the Guards band's repertoire, really. I worked with them for a number of years, but that was way before New Who. But they generally stuck to classic stuff, unless it was like big civic occasions, foreign dignitaries, and they'd play obviously foreign national anthems and things like that. But I've never known them dip into TV music for official state events like that. That's unusual.
No, that is unusual. You're right.
I had a really bizarre rendition of the Star Wars theme from a busker playing the bagpipes in Edinburgh. That was horrendous. It
Oh.
really was. Yeah.
The poor guy
Incredible,
must
yeah.
have been exhausted with all
He must
those
have been.
notes.
Yeah.
They're on
Yeah.
beer, aren't they?
Yeah.
Somebody give him an iron brew after it. Catherine Kelly was the lady in Class. That's exactly it, John, the computer doctor. Thank you so much. Catherine Kelly is in The Crow Girl with Eve Miles. You can get it on the Channel 5 iPlayer or whatever they call their version of that. That's where I've been watching it. I've watched episodes 1, 2, 3, and I think 4, 5, and 6 drop tonight or tomorrow. It's a cracking drama. It's a really good thriller, and it's all about a murder, you know.
A murder.
So very good. But those two are very good in it. Eve Miles, of course, was in Torchwood, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So thanks for that, John. Thank you, John, the computer doctor, and thank you for your super chat, Mark Greaves. I can it now. I can it now. JT and the Tangents absolutely plastered in Blackpool. Oh, I call it now. JT and the Tangents absolutely plastered in Blackpool, where the original experience was cited screaming, "Bring it back, you bastards!"
Yeah,
that can be arranged.
Well,
yeah.
We will be going
That's
on
the
a
clean
pilgrimage.
version. Yes.
For all those of you, we will be going on a pilgrimage to the site of the original 1970s and into the 80s Blackpool exhibition, because it's the law. When in Blackpool, a Doctor Who fan has to do it. It's not even a shoe shop anymore. Apparently, it's all boarded up, but you have to go and stand there and go like this.
There's not even a cafe anymore. You go for a scone or something. No, you can't even do that. Yeah.
Oh, we scone. We'll find somewhere for a scone,
Yeah.
Paul, I tell you.
Okay.
And of course, we're going for the fish and chips and all that crap.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, everybody. It's going to be fun. Lex is reminding us it was Spaceport over in Wallasey, and it was great. Thank you, Lex. That's right. Very, very good. I enjoyed that one. It was nice, wasn't it? And you had the Mersey breeze as well. No, I'm joking. Robert Payne is saying to us, I've just remembered to click like. I encourage others to too. Oh, well, thank you, Robert. Yes, please do like. And after the show, you can give us a hype if you want. All that sort of stuff. Matthew Pounder is saying, abdicate, abdicate, as the Daleks would say. I hope that means the Prime Minister and not the other fella.
Yeah.
That'll get us into trouble. Anyway, what else we got here? Steve Andrews, The Crow Girl on Channel 5 is season 1. Paramount Plus is on season 2 right now. Season 2 is a lot better than season 1. Oh, it's a series, is it? Well, thank you for that. I didn't know that. I thought I'm a bit disappointed about that. Now, does it mean end on a cliffhanger and I have to go and find the other one? I don't have Paramount. They won't pay for it. And Nuclear Bum Records is saying, time to re-release the Tom Baker Underpants. Stay tuned on this channel. You might get something very, very special for Christmas. Who knows? I'm in two minds. Connor is also saying they also played the Dalek theme from Series 4 soundtrack album outside Buckingham Palace. That's terrible.
Well,
I'm glad nobody lives in there now, because that would terrify you.
clearly a lot of Doctor Who fans in the Royal Band, surely, yeah. So,
Well, half of them are gay, so there's bound to be.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Matthew Pounder is saying Class while a load of cobblers. I saw 2 episodes of it. It won't be coming to the Who's Views channel. I can show you. I really can't see it at all.
Catherine Kelly was about the only decent part of it, to be fair.
And Capaldi as well, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Catherine Kelly, though, is a lovely actress, isn't she?
She was very good, actually. If they weren't going to cast a female Doctor, she would have been better than Jodie, that's for sure. Yeah,
God, can you imagine?
yeah, because she was like the Doctor in Class, wasn't she? I'm like a surrogate Doctor, I think. Yeah.
I'd never thought of that. If they were going to go down, which they did, the female route.
Because she had the right energy for
artists
it.
of Kelly's caliber
She
might have pulled off some incredibly bad scripts.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't she a guardian for the alien kid that was there, and she had some kind of inhibitor in her, and she wanted the inhibitor removed, which ultimately made her a lot more dangerous. And she had that edge to her, whereas Whittaker had the edge of a sponge pudding, didn't she? And a mouldy one at that, to be honest.
I don't even want to know what that means. Sponge pudding.
It's not got a very strong edge, has it, really?
Flimsy at best.
Oh, dear. Thorn is saying to us, I couldn't get through even one episode of Class. Catherine Kelly can act, says Frankie. She is brilliant in this. And as I say, it's the director whose name escapes me now. If you haven't seen our Sarah Jane Adventures review from Wednesday, by the way, with George Emilio and myself, Warriors of the Kudlak, go and have a look at it, because we were joined in the chat by the author. Isn't that wonderful? He just turned up and he started telling us all these things about his script and behind the scenes stuff. So it was lovely. And yeah, it was lovely to see him. I was chuffed. I was like, oh my goodness, how fabulous. How do I send him a link? How do I send him a link? Get him on the show.
Subscribe, JT.
I did, and he did.
Good, marvelous.
So that's good, isn't it? So that's very nice of him. Right, okay, let's crack on then, everybody, because we're going to talk about what's been happening this week in the world of Doctor Who as we continue on with your big show tonight. Because we're now getting on to Moffat and Chibnall. Okay, Moffat and Chibnall coming up in this section for you. So stand by your beds. Firstly, I want to go and look at this gentleman. This, of course, is Stephen Moffat. We all know Stephen Moffat. He needs no introduction at all, does he, gentlemen? So here we go. And yeah, this is an interesting one because he's been saying this week to the Radio Times, Doctor Who hard reboot would be a bad idea. It's not because I'm obsessed with continuity or because I'm a hardcore fan. Really? I'm sure that's in there a little bit, gentlemen. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, pure self-interest.
Pure self-interest. Let's get into the story then, everybody, because this is from the Radio Times. It's very possible that Doctor Who, it's very likely that Doctor Who will undergo some big changes before coming back to screens. But the former showrunner Moffat has argued that a hard reboot would be a bad idea. Now, if you remember, we've spoken about this several episodes ago here on Who's Views, where we talked about Doctor One, Day One. Do you remember? And the pros and cons of that. So I don't know. It's not because I'm obsessed with continuity or because I'm a hardcore fan, he told Doctor Who magazine, the latest issue of which came out on Thursday, and which I can't give you a review of because it came in one of those stupid sealed envelopes. Because it had a comic in it. And
you're not paying 12 quid for that rubbish, I'm sure.
No, because the comic was also that stupid Circuit Breaker installment, episode 2 or story 2 or whatever it was.
Won't be patronising that anyway anytime soon, though. Yeah.
No, but we will be patronising it. We've also got now. As Moffat continues with the Radio Times, it requires more explanation than a soft reboot. Normally, when you reboot something, you can tell it's a reboot. In Sherlock, I didn't need to explain that Benedict Cumberbatch is not playing a continuation of Jeremy Brett because he's a different actor. You don't really expect Daniel Craig to be continuing the story of Pierce Brosnan. Now, there's a topic that's controversial right now, isn't it? Because as a new actor, you instantly reset and say, we're starting again. It's a new version. But with Doctor Who, the fact is, it's a new actor. The fact it's a new actor doesn't tell you that at all. So most people casually watching would just be assuming, oh, it's the next version of Doctor Who. He's changed again. Then they'll say, why doesn't he know who the Daleks are? And you start getting confused. You'd have to keep reminding the audience, we started from the beginning again. Unless, of course, you did the nightmare option, which is exactly the wrong thing to do, which is starting with Doctor Who sealing the Tardis and running away from Gallifrey. That's a terrible beginning for Doctor Who. So what do you think about this, everybody in the chat? We talked about this, as I say, quite a while ago when it comes to this Doctor One, Day One. I think we were agreed it was a bad thing to do. It's interesting, though, that Moffat's come out and said it as well, because part of it is talking as a fan, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but the thing about it is Doctor Who's always started afresh with a new actor, and that's like a new start, okay? What they have forgotten is the more continuity-led it is, it becomes like what it was in the 80s when it became fan-driven. And that's the way New Who went as well, became fan-driven with continuity. If you just started with a new Doctor, new actor, and just carried on, it didn't reference anything for a long time if you're going to reference it at all, and just be new, and don't rely on nostalgia or continuity at all. Just go on with it. And don't have to reference the fact that we didn't have Jodie or Shooty, just don't mention them at all. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think his argument's absolute rubbish. I think it's very similar to James Bond, and I suppose it's very similar to Sherlock Holmes, really. It's a character. The Doctor's, every time he regenerates, it doesn't become a different Time Lord. It's the same character being played by a different actor. The only difference is you see usually the transition of one actor into another, but you know it's a different actor and it's a different interpretation. And through the history of New Who, they establish, the Daleks coming to Earth and all that kind of thing. But then in later stories, they couldn't remember it and all that kind of thing. For some reason, Amy Pond and all that didn't know. Did she not know what Daleks were or something like that?
No, she didn't know.
Yeah. So he's done all that anyway. So don't come that. He's just talking absolute horse shit there. I'm sorry. He's full of it. I can't be dealing with him, man.
My feelings on this as well, guys, who viewers. It's just a case of you don't reference it. However, for me, there is that part of this conversation that says, I would dearly approve and would like a reboot from Capaldi onwards, so that we got rid of the alleged 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever we're on now, because, those eras were a spectacular failure. The danger with not erasing it, I think, is the fact that somebody at some point could reference it in the future. I know from an industry point of view, guys, they won't do it because it's disrespectful to everybody that worked on the shows. But who gives a toss? Quite frankly, who cares? Because they didn't care about it. It was absolute nonsense that they were churning out. They were all following the dictates of two ridiculous people in the chair. So who cares? Would they really care? All you have to do is a line, because these people are not going to watch any new version. All you have to do is a line in episode 6 that basically says something that just resets everything. So the fan base gets it, but anybody that's not doesn't. Something simple like I dreamt this once, or I did this once, or that was, I was in a different, or I've met myself in a different universe. It's science fiction. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I don't think that, if it is disrespectful to the people, to Chinballs or all the others, frankly, I don't care. They were disrespectful to Hartnell onwards and continued to be disrespectful to Hartnell onwards. So with all that timeless child bollocks and the Doctor first being a little brown female girl and all that crap, they showed absolute disrespect to Hartnell as the actor of the first Doctor, the one who created the character, and to all the people that put Doctor Who together in the first place behind the scenes. They were incredibly disrespectful and continued to be so. So no, I don't give a damn about their personal feelings if they're offended. Write the whole damn thing off. You could start with, like you say, some kind of McGann-esque talky bit at the beginning where, he references up to Capaldi's regeneration and boom, something weird happened, but he came to and it's a continuation, and it just divorces, uncouples, a conscious uncoupling from the shit that was Whittaker onwards.
Do you know who else that they? Do you know who else that they let down? The fan base. Although any new series can't really, and I mean this with respect, it can't really pander to the fan base. It certainly cannot pander to that small minority right now who are craving a continuation of the Billy Piper story. It's never going to happen. Get over it, because you can't. Because the moment that they do something which continues that, the show will fail. It will not bring back the millions. It will not bring back the fans. It will not bring back the public. It will fail immediately. And you've just wasted a load of money on what could potentially be a 5-year series under one contract. Potentially. We don't know for sure yet, but potentially it could be, couldn't it? So you've got to start again. The question, though, that Moffat is saying here, he doesn't want to see a hard reboot. I get what he's saying. I do get what he's saying. But I think it does need an element of freshening up. I think it does need an element of some forgetfulness.
They have to do what they did with season 1 with Eccleston and have him just up and running immediately. No baggage, no regeneration, no reference to anything at all.
Exactly.
Whatever they do, because that needs to be, forget that. They learnt the lesson the last time from the McGann movie, having McCoy and etc., and that worked well with Eccleston coming back as a new Doctor, completely new. That's what they need to do, and don't reference any of the previous crap. Forget about it. Just move on.
You've got to. You've got to.
Yeah.
Marie UK is saying to us, hardcore fan who attacks all other fans at every turn. Thank you for that, Marie. Lex, however, is saying, sorry, Moffat, you're wrong. A hard reboot is the right move for the Doctor's future. Doctor Who Day 1, Episode 1. Okay, thanks for that, Lex. Thank you very much. Legion of James. Moffat worried about being erased in a reboot, but that's exactly what is needed to save Doctor Who. Wow. Yeah, I get it. John Roberts saying Moffat and Chibnall are the Chuckle Brothers from Me to You to ruin the show. Matthew Pounder, Craig's Bond was a reboot. The whole conversation now, of course, with Bond is the difficulty is they killed him off. So they've got to now, at last, address, or do they, Bond fans, they've got to address that eternal question. Is it the same character, or is it a title that's handed down? That's something that they've avoided for decades.
Yeah.
Are they just going to ignore that ending?
They got very confused with Bond, didn't they? Because they had the George Lazenby one where he got married to, was it Diana Rigg right at the end, and she was murdered.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
And yet Roger Moore, some other agent or character was saying how much they knew about them, and she said, married only once, and he went, yes, you've made your point. So it was almost like he was supposed to be the same person.
Exactly.
With George Lazenby. But then after that, with Dalton, and then certainly with Daniel Craig, I don't know so much about.
There were references. I'm sure there was one with what was his name? Sorry, who's
Brosnan?
Thank you. I'm sure there was one which was supposed to be an anniversary year Bond, and Q's taking him through all the usual gadgets and stuff, and he remembers things. Oh, I've seen that. I remember you, or whatever. And that
pay attention to 007.
Yeah, but that was a reference to previous story. So yeah, I mean that's there, isn't it? Anyway, this is a whole different subject there for them to deal with. Legion of James, you don't have to start Doctor Who from the beginning. You just need to reboot with no references to New Who at all, ever. You've Robert Payne saying to us, just keep it going, but not reference the past. Exactly. Quast One, good to see you. Just have him last somewhere and go on adventure, land somewhere, go on adventures. Exactly.
No number Doctor.
No numbers.
Yeah. Although I know some of our Who viewers don't like the idea of getting rid of the numbering doctors, but I'll speak for myself. Being brought up in the 70s, the doctors didn't have numbers. It was just the Doctor. We never saw, oh, here's Doctor 4, oh, here's Doctor 3. We didn't do any of that. That's only come along in recent years because there's so many of the buggers, you have to know which one's where. But the public don't care, and we shouldn't as fans, really. It should just always be the Doctor.
Yeah, please.
And now we've got too many imposters, Paul, in there.
Please don't do here's the Doctor leaving Gallifrey staying a TARDIS. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
I didn't like that when Moffat did it either. It's Doctor Who. Rick Storm, Little Miss Moffat sat on a tuffet, his scripts all tattered and torn, but it wasn't the spider that sat down beside him, it was RTD with pure scorn. Very good, Rick Storm.
Very good. Very good.
Wonderful. Well done, you. Did that on the spur of the moment. He's very clever. John Zygon, Dalton was a quality Bond in Doctor Who. I can just remember him spitting everywhere at the end of the episode. Yeah, it was a thrill when he turned up, and then it was an anticlimax for me. I'm sorry. Avon01 is saying to us, starting Doctor Who day one before the first classic Doctors would be disrespectful to their memory, in my opinion. I'm sure this is the problem that the BBC will have if they've got any common sense. They'll just carry on as we're saying here and just ignore everything and start afresh. It's the Doctor, and there you go. That's it. Thorn 76, Moffat's right, but reboot or no reboot, I never want to see New Who again. Let it die. I know that's sacrilegious, and I don't care. Everything has a natural lifespan, and Who has passed this? Or Who has passed it? It's a good argument, though, isn't it? I've been saying before, Thorn, on this show, does Doctor Who have a place in modern Britain? At the moment, I would argue, no, it doesn't. It can't fit in. That's just me. I just don't think it's there. That's why it needs a good few years off and a rethink, and to see where the country goes, to see where the public goes, to see where the BBC goes. I think if they bring it back too soon, I think there's a danger it won't work.
I think that's part of the problem with Russell's second era, regardless if it was crap or not. They should have had a break after Jodie and then had time to recover from that first, But
they should have broke from Capaldi, actually. If well, we don't know the full story, do we? But if he wasn't going to do that extra series, they should have just said no there. But no, they wanted Chibnall, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, the PVFS, for that. New Colour Bum Records is saying to us, I don't see why a reboot needs to be stated. He just doesn't need to talk much. The first Doctor gave nothing away. The Doctor could recognise the Daleks and leave it as we've met before. Exactly. Nice and easy. Because Moffat is right in the sense that the public, never mind your fans, but the public will. Why doesn't the Doctor know the Daleks? The public should never, ever be able to say, why doesn't the Doctor not know that person when I know them? Especially with the history. It's over 60 years old, isn't it? Come on.
I think we're lucky to get as much as we've had in the past. I mean, New Who aside, even with 26 years of Doctor Who's fantastic, and some of New Who, some of it's not bad, there's some good episodes, but having that much content is incredible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's all very odd. Cross Swan saying they are never going to reboot from Capaldi. I don't think they will, but personally, I would like to see them doing that. Graham was saying spot on, Ian, with what you were saying before. Legion of James, all roads from Eccleston onwards lead towards Gatwick. So unfortunately, Matt Smith and Capaldi will just have to be casualties in a reboot from McGann onwards. New Who is completely tarnished. That is the problem. I do agree with you. Problem being is saying bin it, nice and easy. Farsight, it doesn't need a hard reboot. All it needs is a believable Doctor and classic Who style stories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mark A. Wright saying to us, sounds like a desperate attempt to keep their eras relevant and in canon going forward.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that interesting, everybody? Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Because, of course, we've also this week, if you were with us on Monday, you would have seen myself and Emilio talking about what Chris Chibnall was saying. Now, this leads me on to our poll for tonight, because this ties in with what Chris Chibnall was saying. So right now I'm going to say, does Doctor Who need to stay in Wales? Does Doctor Who need to stay in Wales? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for I don't care. Okay, so does Doctor Who need to stay in Wales for production? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for don't care. Pop those into the chats for you now. I'm going to get on with this story because, yeah, this is the bit we were actually talking about. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think about this, and you guys are in the chat as well, because this was Chris Chibnall. It was reported in the Radio Times on Monday. Now, make of this what you will, gentlemen, but he said, definitely disappointing. Chris Chibnall reacts to Doctor Who pause. Really? Okay.
He helped cause it, didn't he?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, hold that thought, because let's go through this and you can tell me all about it. Here we go. Chris Chibnall spoke on BBC Radio Wales to promote his new novel, okay, which is out now if you're interested, and was asked by host Eleri Sion, I hope I'm saying that right, what his reaction was to the news that Doctor Who is on ice for the foreseeable future. It will be years before the new series. Look at that, everybody. It will be years before a new series of Doctor Who will once again be on television after the BBC announced its intention of putting the programme out to competitive tender. Chibnall spoke to this development. He said, definitely disappointing. I probably had the same reaction as everybody else did. I think it's a shame that it's not going to be on for a while. I hope they've got good plans to bring it back. It's an amazing idea. It's an amazing series. Hopefully, they'll find people who, reinvent it for the next generation of kids. He continues, I feel sad for the kids who are not going to have a doctor for a little while, because I think that's always the amazing thing. When you work on the show, you cast a doctor and you know that that doctor is going to be quite a lot of people's first doctor. And your first doctor is a bit like your first love. I think if you watch Doctor Who, it's a real connection and it's there for life. So I think it's a shame it's not going to be on the air. It's not the best thing, but hopefully people are going to be working to bring it back. The article continues with this from Radio Time, Cult Box, this is from, Doctor Who producer Jane Tranter of Bad Wolf is confident in her belief that Doctor Who production will remain in Wales. Wales would seem to be the ideal place to continue to film Doctor Who, according to Chibnall. I have such incredible love for the city of Cardiff and the people, let alone everybody who worked on those shows. But the places we went and the locations that we found, and what was always amazing, to be able to put the region on camera and know that it was going to go around the world. We would turn, Cardiff Barrage into an alien Amazon warehouse with robot killers inside. And it was just such a delight for that. I mean, goodness me, the things that Cardiff and the surrounding area have doubled for in Doctor Who and Torchwood over the years. And all those beaches, just wonderful and incredibly happy memories. Fans are still waiting for the BBC to post the Doctor Who invitation to tender, which is ITT, on its BBC commissioning website. After the ITT is posted, production companies will have a specific amount of time to submit a pitch. The BBC will then consider the pitches for a few months before selecting the winning bid. The production company will then take some time to prepare their studio space, put their writing and production team together, and cast the Doctor and other actors. After that, filming will commence over the course of months. It will take some time after filming wraps to complete post-production. The entire process will take years. So what did you guys make of what Chibnall was saying there then?
It's interesting he's saying kind of what we're saying, that it's going to take a while for it to come back, because that wasn't what Moffat was saying a while ago, or Russell T was saying, that it's like it's going to come back quite soon, aren't they? I mean, he's saying what we've been saying, which is quite refreshing for a change. Don't you think?
Chibnall to me sounds like the abuser talking sympathetically about his victim. You know, he was responsible, or largely responsible, for dragging it down into the pit that ultimately killed it. And now he's talking about as if he cares about it. If he did, he wouldn't have written the crap that he did. And a lot of it he did deliberately. He would only take the job if he could cast a woman. And he already knew Jodie Whittaker was that one. And if he knew anything about Doctor Who, he would have known that she would have been absolutely crap at it. But he did it anyway. So no, I don't buy what he's saying at all. Well,
at least he's being realistic with the fact it's not coming back anytime soon, whereas other people are thinking it's going to come back next week. You know what I mean? It's a long haul, you know?
Yeah, this is one of the things, a message that I think we Who's Used need to get out to certain people. It's not coming back next year. It's not going to be there the year after. There are certain individuals that I am genuinely desperately worried about on social media. They have lost the plot. Because when I say to them, guys, this thing is not coming back immediately. These things take time. You know, the tender process isn't going out until, we believe, at least October. So, you know, it's a case of like that. And people close down for 2 weeks in December for this little thing called Christmas. So it's going to take a long time. And there's so many out there who are insisting, no, it's coming back. Oh, it's not. It has currently been cancelled. It's on hiatus. It's going to take time. So it's good that these people are coming out and saying, you know, but they are trying, Moffat especially, you know, they've definitely come away with it's not the whole 1989 thing again. I think everybody is desperately trying to say it's not 1989 again. It's not 1989 again. And part of me thinks that's because they don't want it to end on their watch.
Yeah.
Marie, thank you for your super chat, darling. In TV shows like Star Trek original series, there was zero continuity from one episode to the next, only in special episodes and films. Doctor Who used to be like that back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, really, as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
The only bits, really, but it didn't really matter. And sometimes it ran over its own continuity as well. So here we have Chibnall talking about this. Emilio wasn't very impressed with this when he joined me on for the show on Monday, because he said basically what, you know, he basically said Chibnall was responsible for the start of the demise of Doctor Who. And RTD came across and do that. Are you agreeing with that then, guys? Yeah.
I'll give the fact he's responsible for killing it. Yeah, he started the slow death that we got now. You know, yeah.
I think Moffat was sort of like leading it in that direction, wasn't he? With all the gender swapping and having his doctor saying how wonderful it'd be to be a woman, and then leading that in. So I think he set the way that Chibnall always wanted to go. So I think the share responsibility on that one, really, before RTD came in and committed the actual coup de grace and killed it.
So all three of them, really, they enjoyed the good times. And I mean, the fact that I'm still quite annoyed at RTD for many reasons, but the fact is he could have actually done a soft reboot with his time after Chibnall, couldn't he? But no, he had to take it all as a reference point, and he had to do, as Tony Farrell's saying to us here, this timeless child thing. He had to continue it in his version. There was no need for it at all, was there?
Not at all. No.
He signposted it straight away, though, didn't he? Because the first thing he did was that children in need thing with Tennant.
Oh, the Davros, yeah.
And he just said, "I used to be this really brilliant woman." Could have just said woman, but had to say brilliant. Yeah. So, and you knew at that point, now that's it. You know.
What do you guys think?
It was okay for Jodie to say, "I used to be a grumpy old Scotsman," she said. You know what I mean?
Did she? Yeah. When did she say that?
I think in our first episodes at Women Who Fell to Earth, I think she said something like that along those lines. Don't you remember, Ian? And that was insulting towards Capaldi. Whereas she's a brilliant woman, you know, that's great, you know.
It's not gender based at all. By the way, I'm not a male. I had an upgrade, but it's not gender.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. That was said to Stephen Fry, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. That because that hit the papers, that particular line, didn't it?
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah. Oram was saying to us about the Key to Time that we mentioned earlier, the hardback book, which is coming out in October. The back cover of the blurb for the Key to Time mentions colonial politics in description for Kroll. Have the BBC got their knickers in a twist about the depiction of those primitive, superstitious swampies?
Yeah,
it's Robert Sherman as well writing that one. I would expect more, to be honest. Yes, we're talking now, everybody, about Chris Chibnall on this particular thing as well. He's saying that it's disappointing that Doctor Who has come off air. What do you think about that? I'm quite surprised. He's shocked because he wasn't getting very good viewing figures. He wasn't getting very good feedback. As I say, I personally believe he went out to deliberately pee off the fan base. He didn't have a word with his lead when she was cast, when he cast her, to be able to say, don't say things like that about, don't be frightened of my gender and all that. Don't say things like that. It's going to put them off. He signed off the whole glass ceiling trailer.
Yeah.
When they said for ages it was never going to be about that. Well, they lied. And then they continue with all this nonsense. And then, as you guys were telling me the other week, and as Emilio mentioned on Monday as well, they brought in this whole love interest thing between the Doctor and Yaz. In the final series.
Well, there was
mainly because I think Chibnall read online that fans wanted a lesbian relationship, and they went with it. So it was retrospectively done after he'd seen it online somewhere, which is pathetic. It really is.
They were building it, though, weren't they? You could see where it was going, and then it just came out to open statement, very much like Piper saying "I love you" at the end.
It was so tacked on, though, wasn't it? To be honest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sat on the Tardis.
Well, it was an afterthought, wasn't it? By the time, I believe that the lady who plays Yaz, I don't know her name and I've not got it written down. So the lady that plays Yaz, I believe she saw all this nonsense. And you guys in the chat educated me to what the word shill means, didn't you? So she saw all this nonsense going on for the minority of fans that were dedicated to them.
Yeah.
And she took it to Whittaker, and Whittaker went, "Oh yeah, let's do that." They took it to Chibnall, and he went, "Yeah, why not?" That's not how you do a show. And that shows exactly whom they were aiming that show for. And I'm glad it was a failure. And I'm glad she's a forgotten Doctor. And I'm sick and tired of people saying to me on social media, "Oh, she'll be reappraised." Not a chance. There's not enough people wanting to be and look at it to reappraise it.
Yeah.
And I don't think
it'd have been interesting seeing the episode where Yaz takes the Doctor back to meet her family and says, "This is my girlfriend." It'd have been interesting to see how that would have panned out, considering her background.
Yeah.
Very Nigeria and barber's shop almost, isn't it?
Oh, that as well. I mean, it's just embarrassing, the whole thing, isn't it? I mean, the Whittaker era, rely on you guys for that, but having seen the Gatwa era, embarrassing television, bad television, lazy television, absolutely awful. And that's what's killed the show. That's what's killed. So for Chibnall to come here now and say, "Oh, it's disappointing." We were saying this, and we've got shows that prove it. We were saying this when it came back in 23 with the Tennant stuff, and then we've got shows in 24 when we were reviewing the Gatwa era. We've also got one called "Is It Time to Call It a Day?" when we looked at 20 years then of Who, and we all agreed, yes, it was. It needs to come off. Everybody in the chat was agreeing with it as well. Yes, this is embarrassing. It's got to come off. So Chibnall is disappointed. Well, you should have done a better job then, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
The reaction was the reaction that it was in his first year. He had chance to change it, but he didn't. He doubled down and did more of it. Why is he surprised? Why is he disappointed?
He's delusional.
Must be.
Yeah.
Setting fire to something and then saying you're really disappointed that it's burning.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Mark A. Wright is saying Moffat, Chibnall, RTD all talk about the cancellation of Doctor Who as if they're just bystanders. All three are literally the main reason the show has ended. The lack of self-awareness is staggering.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with us.
Well said, Mark. Marie UK is saying, "Oh, please, they're just kissing RTD's arse again because he's Welsh and he wants it to stay in Wales, even though he's no longer in charge." Yeah, I'll ask the guys what they think about it. Does the show need to stay in Wales? Richard Brooks, my first Doctor was Tom when I was 3 to 4 years old. I have adored Tom's Doctor ever since, although I love all the proper Doctors who end with Capaldi. Anyone after is a dud. Yeah, I would say so as well, my friend. Raymond Williams, good to see you. I do believe an independent production company could make a great Doctor Who series, but I doubt BBC will ever give them a free hand. No, they will be involved with it. The BBC will definitely be involved with it. I can't wait to see the details of the tender. I want to see if it's actually going to be worthwhile, an independent company investing money in it when I don't think they're going to get much as a return.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see if I'm right on that. Stephen O'Neill is saying to us, Chibnall built the Doctor Who coffin and RTD put the final nails in it.
Yeah.
And Aurum is with us saying, basing it in Wales has limited the show for locations so much compared to Classic Who. They blatantly filmed inside the Temple of Peace for a farcical number of times. It got embarrassing. They were also there for that fish thing, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So does it need to freshen up? What do you guys think of the fact that he's saying it needs to be kept in Wales?
No, it doesn't. Like the previous comment said, it's been filmed everywhere almost, and needs a new place to go to. But also, I don't think Cardiff needs it anymore. They've got their own other productions they're doing as well. So the Doctor Who kind of started it, didn't it, to give them a kind of TV and film base. But they don't need that anymore. They've got other things to rely on, so it could go somewhere else quite easily, I think.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Robert Payne said, I'm Welsh and I don't think it needs to be in Wales. Thanks, Robert.
It's suggesting that either London or Wales are the only places you can make television drama in this country. It's ridiculous.
Isn't it just?
They were fighting against when they were moving it from when they were bringing it back and they were doing it in Wales. They were fighting against the preconceived idea that you couldn't do decent television in Wales, and they were up against it. And they proved, or seemed to prove, the doubters wrong. But now they're almost part of the establishment, saying you can't make it anywhere else. They're they're doing
the exact same thing as London did. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. So,
that's a good point. Actually, it's a very good.
You know, like we thought back a bit. We thought with Big Finish and where they shut down Mid-Journey with spare parts. But when people behind Big Finish first started with all the cassettes in the 80s, they were effectively doing the same to Doctor Who. But
they forgot where they came from. That's the
allegedly,
thing,
of course.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Matthew Pounder is saying to us, Wales is a Labour hellhole. That's why it's produced there. How much longer, though? Things are changing. Things are changing in the United Kingdom. I can't keep up with it. And it's very interesting. You just 1 minute to the next, isn't it, really? Things are changing. I don't think what's happening in the country this week is going to remain very popular after this week, because he's going to put our taxes up. And I don't think people have put 2 and 2 together with that yet. He's going to put our taxes up. It's the only way. He wants to spend 90 million or whatever it is, maybe even billion, on all these fancy ideas he's got. Is it billion? All these fancy ideas he's got. Where the hell is he getting the money? This country is in so much debt. It's frightening. We're going to be looking at generations of people, and he wants to put more money onto that. It's irresponsible. Yeah,
I don't JT, I mean, he's taking £40 off electricity bills, so that's good. I mean, it is literally around the same time that the price cap changes and puts 50 quid on electricity bills. But it's smoke and mirrors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. We've got Robert Payne saying, just don't make it Doctor Who of the North. We've got Aurum saying to us here, can't BBC Studios, who will win the tender, be a media city in Manchester? Oh, they'd love that. That could be a thing now with Burnham in there, couldn't it? And fast like
all planets have got a north.
Again, yeah.
He'll come out and say all planets have got a north, because in Manchester, isn't it?
That's moving us on, because a lot of somebody who doesn't agree that Doctor Who needs to stay in Cardiff, or indeed Wales, is this chap.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. This is one of those, how should we say it, far left politicians here in Scotland. This is, Paul, this is Patrick Harvey, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's a Doctor Who fan apparently as well. Yeah.
And apparently, allegedly, he's a Doctor Who fan. Now, Patrick Harvey is the alleged leader of the Scottish Green Party.
Oh, dear God. Is he cosplaying the war chief?
He was on Newsnight once, and behind him had a picture of Patrick Troughton from Power of the Daleks with 2 Daleks. And then on one occasion, my friend pointed out to me, he had canine cufflinks on in Parliament, Scottish Parliament.
The canine cufflinks I'd heard about. He was wearing them in Parliament once, in the Scottish Government once, wasn't he, apparently? Yeah. So this is frightening. So he would have loved all the crap that Chibnall and RTD were putting out. I can guarantee you. Now, there are a few of the others of the Scottish Greens that are also allegedly Doctor Who fans. We would not get on with them, everybody on this channel. We would not get on with them at all because they don't like conversation, they don't like debate, and they do like to be dictators. But this is what the Scottish Greens have said. It was reported earlier today. Should the next Doctor Who be filmed in Glasgow? This has come about because of Mr. Harvey. It goes on to say the next time the TARDIS lands, it should land in Glasgow. That is what the Scottish Greens are hoping for. They say the next series of Doctor Who should be filmed in Glasgow in a bid to bring long-term jobs, training and investment to Scotland's screen sector. Remember what we were talking about earlier? This comes after the BBC announced it will put production of the iconic sci-fi series out to competitive tender this year. Councillor Anthony Carroll, who represents Denniston at Glasgow City Council, said, Glasgow has many police boxes already on its streets. It's time we see another added. This time, it will be one that can help make Glasgow the beating heart or two of the television production industry in Scotland, providing vital opportunities to the sector. Scotland has had 4 actors play the Doctor on camera, and now we should bring the local talent behind the camera into the world's longest running sci-fi TV show. The party is also hoping that bringing such a well-known television show to Scotland could help fill the void left by the BBC's decision to axe River City after 24 years and demolish its Shieldinch set. For those of you who don't know, River City, of course, was a 24-year-old soap opera on BBC Scotland. And I've still not forgiven them for not giving me a role. They say this has cost regular employment and a crucial training ground for Scottish actors and production workers. Patrick Harvey, who's Green MSP for Glasgow, added, the BBC has been under pressure to show commitment to Glasgow and to Scotland after controversial changes, including recent redundancies in journalism and the loss of River City. Now that they are deciding what the next regeneration of Doctor Who will look like, there could not be a better time for Glasgow to make our case to be the new home of the Doctor. Glasgow has already doubled for cities across space and time, with productions from Spider-Man to Indiana Jones film right on our doorstep. Our city has shown that it already has everything needed to bring the Doctor here. We have the locations, the facilities, the creativity, and the local talent. What we need is a commitment from the BBC to secure this production opportunity. It would give our screen sector the kind of boost that Doctor Who did for Wales. The next time the TARDIS lands, it should land in Glasgow, he said. The problem with that, of course, is you've got to have the production company based in Scotland to bid for the thing and do it properly so they're awarded the contract, haven't you, Paul?
Yeah, and the Daleks don't stand a chance in Glasgow, let's be honest. They're screwed, honestly, yeah.
Because even the Glasgow, the Daleks won't get through Glasgow Saturday night these days.
They won't at all, no. No. If you remember that time we had that terrorist attack on it was at Glasgow Airport and the terrorists got a kick in, so you know what's going to happen to the Daleks as well. That's it.
Yeah, you don't mess around in Glasgow. It's gone right back several decades, actually, Glasgow, isn't it? It really had. Yeah. Part of it's through necessity, in my opinion. So what we've got here as well, look at this from Funky. Glasgow Doctor Who, a.k.a. Taggart, the next generation. But yeah, I mean, so you've got this now.
Alex Norton for Doctor Who. That's what
Alex Norton, yeah. There are some cracking proper Scottish actors who could do. But again, you wouldn't need a Scottish actor in the role. It would just be listen. This whole thing. I used to live in Glasgow, and I used to occasionally think, "Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at this! What a beautiful setting for a Doctor Who story! Oh, that building would look great in Doctor Who." This is before the thing came back in '96. Obviously, look at that there. The nearby gorgeous countryside of Scotland. You can get to places, it is like Wales, isn't it, Paul?
It's like Wales, If you're based in Central Belt,
you can get places. It's fantastic. They could do things within a couple of days.
Lots of castles and things like that can go to as well. Yeah.
This is the thing. Now, again, as I say, it depends on where a production company wants to do it. Now, the only reason, let's just remind everybody the only reason Doctor Who moved from London to Cardiff was because Lorraine Heggessy, God love her, the woman that was responsible for bringing Doctor Who back and always gets forgotten, Lorraine Heggessy, she got it sorted. She got the rights to show. She got it. And then she gave it to Julie Gardner. And she said to Julie Gardner, where do you want to produce it? Julie Gardner was Welsh. Of course she was going to say Wales. And then she brings in RTD. Of course he wants to go home because he's Welsh. So there was a certain logic to that. This time around, it's a different ball game. This time around, it's going to be them tendering it out, them interviewing production companies. They could come from anywhere in the United Kingdom. So Chibnall's saying he thinks it should stay in Wales. I know there are a few other Doctor Who connections or people that were involved with the vision that's just ended that say no, it needs to stay in Wales. And I'm now asking why. Why can't it be done in Scotland? Why can't it be done in England? Why can't it go back to London? Why does it need to be in Wales?
It doesn't. No.
I'd like it to be in England somewhere, which obviously rules London out. But I think Scotland, no disrespect, I think Scotland's had quite heavy representation, certainly in the new series, with 3 of the Doctors coming from there, although certainly one of them you wouldn't have known it. I don't know. If it goes anywhere, it'll go to Manchester. Let's be honest. Everything's going to Manchester at the minute, isn't it? And, you know, because that's the north. It's not the north of England. It's the northwest of England. Let's be right. That's what they're talking about. And the BBC have already got big infrastructure there. So I think that's where they'll do it. And I think there'll probably be pressure to put it there. I wouldn't be surprised if Burnham pressures them to produce it there.
He'll be pressurizing all sorts of people to do all sorts of
stuff
in
completely.
Manchester surrounding area. Yeah.
Haven't BBC Studios have got it, haven't they? Excuse me.
Haven't they done Doctor Who in Manchester, Sheffield, and Liverpool though?
They did with Chibnall's period.
Yes, there's stuff there because of course Chibnall is from. I think it's Formby. He's definitely from Merseyside.
Yeah.
So you know he took it back to where he's from. Again, a little bit like RTD did really with Julie. I don't know. I mean, the other thing you've got to look at here as well is cost. London is hideously expensive. I would love to see Doctor Who go back to London, but you look at, because that's where all the talent basically is, and I'm talking acting and stuff like that. They all tend to live in London still to this day, really, don't they? So it'd be easier for if you said to an actor, "We're going to give you a 5-year contract," and that actor has to commute from London to Cardiff. He's not going to enjoy it because they don't.
Yeah.
He's certainly not going to enjoy it if he says you've got to move from London to move to Edinburgh or Glasgow. He's not going to enjoy that. That's going to be off-putting. But if you say, look, it's going to be in White City as an example, you know, he can commute and he can go home at night to possibly a family, depending on who it is. And he can go home at night. There's something in that. He's not going to be on his own for 9 months or whatever they're going to do, depending on what it's going to be. Do you know what I mean?
I think the trouble with having had Cardiff and Sheffield and Liverpool, etc., it makes it a narrower vision, I think, of the universe a bit. You know, at least that's where London's international. You know what I mean? And for an international kind of audience, you've got that kind of more of a scope of things like the Houses of Parliament, Buckingham Palace, all that kind of paraphernalia. So it needs to be something that's more universal. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I think if you're going to set it in, if you're going to film it in Glasgow or film it in Edinburgh or film in whatever, Manchester, I think you need to not make it look like those places. You know what I mean? Because it's meant to be other places. I know often Cardiff was Cardiff a lot of the time, wasn't it? You know, it was Russell wrote lots of stories about Cardiff, didn't he? Like was it the Boomtown, for instance? That was set in Cardiff, you know, for example. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point as well. I hadn't thought about that as well. But, you know, it is the BBC's responsibility to sell Doctor Who and other things it does abroad. I remember when the thing came back, Russell was very keen to have as much done in London as possible so that they can have red buses and taxis and the Tower of London and Big Ben and all that, because it sold it. And I was very grateful for him for doing that, because I thought, yes, show people what London is like. You know, show people what that is, you know, get the capital in. But if they do move from somewhere up to Glasgow and something like that, they can't necessarily do that because the production cost will be huge to get the units down. They'd have to take out a second unit, third unit down there. Yeah, there is that element to it. And Oram is also saying to us here, what's the carbon footprint of making a TV production? Economic activity has an environmental impact. Therefore, how can the Greens support house building or job creation of any kind? Make sense. If I could make sense of what the Greens were saying, Scottish or otherwise, I would tell you. But nothing they says adds up. 2 and 2 equals 6 to them. You know, they are hypocritical. These are people, Oram, that support transgender rights. What rights don't they have already, by the way? And yet have people that will throw them off roofs in their actual version of the management team.
The deputy leader, isn't it?
Allegedly,
yeah.
And they are touting They are courting those voters now. They're moving away from Labour, because what these people are doing is they're talking to them in their own language, which I don't believe you should be doing in a British election. They are talking to people about, we will support you, just like Labour did to get into last time round. You know, they're hypocrites, a lot of them. So I don't understand it. I've never understood them. Marie UK saying Scottish Doctor Who, if only Stanley Baxter was still around today. Oh, I'd love it, wouldn't he? Bless him. Yeah, very huge talent, Stanley Baxter.
Yeah.
It can be filmed in Scotland, said you, Robert Payne, but not saying we're in Scotland. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you never got that in the old days. You never got it when, you know, they filmed in and recorded in London. You never got them saying, "Oh, we're in London," did you really all the time? You know?
No, well, that's the thing. Because
planet.
well, that's the thing, isn't it? And it's become a cliche. Film Doctor Who gets filmed in the home counties or in London, whatever. So you do want to go further afield a bit, don't you? Not make it so narrow. I think, you know.
Well, do you not think this is why they need a production company that can actually invest a lot of money in this? Because I've never understood. And from you guys, from what you were telling me, they've certainly tried this in the Chibnall era. But why can't the TARDIS arrive in Liverpool? Why can't the TARDIS arrive in Glasgow? Oh, it's money. It's cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
But technically, the Doctor should be able to materialise wherever he wants to, all around the UK and ... elsewhere.
But let's have more other planet stuff. You know what I mean? Different locations. There's lots of great locations in all around the UK. You know, that can go to. It's amazing. You know.
Yeah, exactly. What you're saying to us in the chat then here, we've had hardly any in Leeds, says John Mason.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah. Dalek Shalom is saying, why can't they produce it in England and film anywhere in the UK on location? I'd have it in studios outside of cities. As Ian was saying there, though, Dalek Shalom, one of the benefits, if any, and bear in mind, this is going to be where a production team is based. So if a Mancunian based or a Cheshire based team produced, put in a tender and won the tender, they're based in the northwest of England. You can get anywhere in the northwest of England very quickly. The Lake District, fabulous settings for Doctor Who stories with all their lakes. Can you imagine? Blackpool, you might finally get a Doctor Who adventure at the fair. You know, at the Pleasure Beach. You can get from the northwest to the big cities. You could get to Leeds. You can get to Manchester. Obviously, you can get to Liverpool, but you can get to London within 2 hours. I don't know. It's interesting times, isn't it, here? But here we have Patrick Harvey from the Scottish Greens saying they want Doctor Who. It's interesting, though, that there's a lot of interest, though, gentlemen, isn't there?
Yeah. It still has a presence a little bit, whether it be good or bad, but it's still got a lot of attention, which is interesting, I think.
Yeah.
But I still think there's going to be a stitch up.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're going to be looking at that as we carry on. Well, where would they produce it? They're based in London.
Yeah.
BBC Studios is not the BBC. We've got to reiterate that. The BBC Studios are based down the road from where White City, the donut used to be. It's based down the road. It's a 10-minute walk from the BBC, the old BBC. It's a 10-minute walk down the road to the commercial enterprise, down there. They'd have to use possibly TC1. Would they want a standing set for the TARDIS? Yes, probably.
Yeah.
So where would that go? You can't put that in TC1 because it's booked for years by other productions as well.
Yeah.
So where would they go for BBC Studios? Where again, I think if it was BBC Studios, boys and girls, I think they would go. Excuse me, Bad Wolf. You've got huge studios here. Can we use your studios and we'll pay you a rent? Yeah. This thing is going to be huge when it comes to money.
Yeah, it's going to cost them a fortune. Yeah.
It's worth thinking about, isn't it, everybody? Zach Witten, it's good to see you. Hope you are well. Richard Brooks saying, the far left has failed wherever they have taken power every single time, just the same as every country controlled by the Islams. A failure every time. The Greens are courting Islam. It can't end well. Well, yes, they are. Yes, they are.
And so did Labour, to be fair.
So did Labour, and that's how Labour got in, I reckon. Where the show is based should only matter in contemporary episodes, says Craig Dunlop, which I think they should have a lot less of. But of course, for costing purposes, that won't happen. Yeah. That's the point.
It was a big deal, wasn't it, when the new series went to an alien planet for the first time? It was a huge deal.
It was. Yeah, they need to do that quicker this time around because the public need it.
It gets away from the soap opera elements as well, doesn't it? If you get away from that.
They've got to get rid of
we want none of that. None of that.
Yeah.
And Farsight is saying Northern Ireland Titanic Studios. Again, Northern Ireland, a lot of costs there if you've got actors living in England. This is an interesting. I think we're in interesting times here, everybody. I really do. We've been asking you at the latter half of the show as well. Does Doctor Who need to stay in Wales? That was our poll tonight. 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for don't care. Okay. 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for don't care. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes for that there. You pop it into the chat, a couple more minutes, and then we'll stop the poll, and then we'll have a look at that. But this is an interesting subject, guys, and this is going to be part of the speculation as we move up to whenever they are going to announce, whenever the BBC announce that they are the tenders out there. I reckon it, from something I read in the week, I think it's going to be, they said it's going to be later in the year. I think we mentioned that last week. I reckon it's going to be October.
Right. Yeah.
Personally, I think it'd definitely around about October time. But stay with us here on the channel, everybody, of course. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, please make sure you're still subscribed and stay with us, because we're going to be looking forward to that announcement. That's going to be a really interesting, chatty show for us, I think, guys.
If it's BBC Studios, we'll find it very quickly, I'd imagine.
Gosh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Marie UK is saying quite rightly, the Carry On cast reused the same locations time and time again. Why does everything have to be so over the top now? Of course, in the original Doctor Who, Marie UK, what happened there, of course, is yes, they would use the same quarries, but you would never tell. But you had imagination back then, so they did everything on a stage, didn't they? On the studio, and the sets were different.
Yeah.
Mm.
The new version that's just ended, like all television today, they went out a lot more because it's glossier or whatever, cheaper, whatever. And if I have to see that bloody, what's it called, the place, that palace or whatever that you were mentioning in the chat before, if I have to see it one more time, because it was in the fish thing, it was in the End of the World, it was in the Silurian thing that Chibnall wrote for Matt Smith.
Yeah.
It was in loads of things. Torchwood.
And it's Sarah Jane as well, I think. Yeah.
It was in Sarah Jane. You're right. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I was so fed up of seeing it all. You know, you just know, don't you? You just see it again and again and again. The Palace of Peace. Thank you, Zach. That's it there. Stupid name for a building. Didn't work, did it? And Funky is saying to us, how many times did the 2005 onwards version use Cardiff Football Stadium for corridors?
Yeah.
And in Sarah Jane too. Problem being is also saying, it was in Being Human too, because it was filmed in Wales, wasn't it? Wales has had a good run. I just don't think personally it needs to stay in Cardiff, personally. And quite frankly, maybe it'd be good for a change. To do it somewhere else.
Give a fresh lick of paint, kind of, That's what
yeah. Again, it depends on where the production company that wins this is going to be based, and whose production. Do they have their own sound stages? Whose sound stages will they use? We have to remember that Bad Wolf have the largest sound stages in Wales.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all interesting, isn't it? Who viewers?
Yeah, we don't need their claws in it in any capacity.
Yeah. No, it's true. Matthew Pound is saying to us, classic Who was more studio-bound locations weren't an issue. No, they weren't. And even if you go to the same thing, if you go to, some of the woodland areas that were around Ealing or wherever, it looked different. You didn't really, Castrovalva looks different to the Visitation, or do you know what I mean?
Full circle, yeah.
Full circle, yeah. Mordrin Brown Bread, nice to see you. Thanks for just putting in your little vote there. I'm going to stop the poll now, everybody. Okay, I'm going to stop it now because I've been asking you, does Doctor Who need to stay in Wales? And I'm stopping it now. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look at the result here. 26% of you say I don't care. Nobody said yes. It does need to stay in Wales.
Interesting.
And it is interesting. And 74% of our audience tonight said no, it doesn't need to stay in Wales. So 74%. And then bear in mind, 26% said we're not bothered, don't care.
Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty, everybody. That was a bit of fun for you tonight. That's interesting, though, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, definitely. Is, yeah.
Well, listen, everybody, boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed our show for tonight, your big show tonight on the 26th of July, 2026. Thank you to Third Doctor Ian and to Paul, as ever, for joining me this evening.
You're welcome.
Keep in touch. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel, and make sure, of course, you've rung that bell to get notifications, because anytime they drop a headline, we're going to be here to talk about it. As you've maybe seen, as I've done these little daily things now, when I might pop on occasionally to kick off about something, and certainly talk about something. Thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We will be seeing you. Don't forget that we'll be back. Our next scheduled show is Friday. Friday. And that is, as mentioned earlier, that is our team meeting online, an audience with whose views. You're very welcome to come and join us live on the channel from 8 o'clock. Yes, we're going to be looking and planning certain things and looking at the shows that are coming up, etc. But you can ask us any questions you want on that show as well. It's going to be one of those sorts of things. Anything can happen on it. I'm not nervous about it at all. Yes. Team meeting online. I'm not sure this was a good idea now. I'm not sure.
Anyway. I'm impressed how Legion of James has captured me on the picture. They look quite rugged. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, that's the thumbnail you want for it. So come and join us then. We might see you before then. Who knows? We're going to see what happens through the week. But yeah, you know where we are. You can get in touch, whosviewsone@gmail.com. Listen, thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great week. Look after yourselves. From Third Doctor Ian, from Paul and myself, until we see you in the week. Ta-ra, everybody. See you later.
Good night, bye-bye.